do it.
And we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mommas with Commas.
Hey.
Hey, DJ Hydro, what's really good?
What's going on, man? So excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me out, man. Like, I mean, even though I'm in my house, it still feels like a moment. So I definitely
this is truly a moment. It will be able to live on forever and ever and ever. So we are extremely excited. We're gonna get started real soon here. We had planned for everyone to kind of join us right around 7:45. So we're just about ready to rock and roll. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
Juneteenth, Negro.
Yes. I'm excited.
This is so fun. We get to celebrate ourselves, something that is personal to the American Black community. This is big things.
And
nationally recognized.
Yes. Shout out to those states that are acknowledging it as a national holiday.
Yes. Time off from work, time to celebrate, time to educate the youth. Big things. This is awesome. Guys, we are about to get started with an amazing intro to this show tonight. We want to reiterate that this show is dedicated to fathers and all that they do day in and day out in their home and in the community. And to kick us off tonight is DJ Hydro. He's got a powerful set that he created. And we're just going to kick back and get ready.
All right, let me see if we are good to go here. I appreciate y'all having me out. I want to make sure he's not going to cut off in the middle of us starting. Does this feel like a happier Juneteenth to everybody else, or is it just me?
I woke up mad happy. Like, I woke up, I was like...
It's a celebration,
Yeah, I'm looking around, I'm like, it feels different.
Yeah.
It feels good. The energy is radiating, and it is just, like, a beautiful thing. For real.
I hope this is a trend that goes forward, where Juneteenth, to me, it always felt kind of somber, and, we have to do a lot of remembrance, and, of course, we want to keep doing that, but hopefully from now on, it also has that happy feel to it. So,
Definitely. Yeah, I think like last year I was talking to my daughter about, we didn't really know how to celebrate it. It was a lot of information, you took some time to learn it. It's just like, what do we do? Do we have a cookout? Are there parades? So now the tradition is going to happen. It's going to be something very joyous and something that our kids will have for many, for years to come. So it's going to be fabulous.
Well, here in Virginia, they've been celebrating it for years and years and years. People have cookouts, they have block parties and stuff like that here in Virginia, in Richmond.
Right.
So this is like big because now, it's
nationally recognized.
Exactly.
It's nationally recognized. So very good. Very good.
So I'm ready if y'all are ready.
Let's go.
Ready.
Let's do this.
I didn't want to come, and I don't want to be here. Here we are. Wasn't just Dr. King, the people dressed nice who marched and protested. It was people like my grandmother, people like my aunts and uncles who marched and protested to progress. And I know it's crippling, but I'm responsible to be here because God have a dream. God have a dream. God have a dream. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the people needed for broad steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening as the nation returns to business as usual. Telling how what kind of hell you've been catching. If he will make you realize how fat we are without that compromising sweet talk. Tell him how you feel. We don't want to see what all this talk. We don't want to see parties burn. We want to see the system that sets up for systemic racism. Burn. I'm duty bound to be simply that. regardless of money. Stop feeding fear and anger every day. Stop making people feel so fearful. Give them hope. I'm glad they only took down a sign and faced the building and they're not killing human beings like that policeman did. I'm glad that they only destroyed the brick and mortar and they didn't rip a father from a son. They didn't rip a son from a mother like the policeman did. Mm-hmm. How smart are we going to be in the next 15 to 20 years to keep us ahead of this curve? Who do you to go, boy? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? After resentment from every direction, after resentment from every direction, even some homies be wearing expressions. I be discouraged from sharing. I be discouraged from sharing. I be discouraged from sharing my blessings. We used to share connection. Now it just feels like it's random. Stretch it. I'm getting real sick of taking advice. I'm getting real sick of taking advice. I'm getting real sick of taking advice from people who never could stare at reflections. Somewhere in there is a lesson. Somewhere in there is a lesson. Y'all involved in this very depressing.
That was so powerful. Thank you so much.
Man, I really appreciate y'all having me with that. Like, one of your questions, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but like, normally it takes me 10, 15 times to record like a set because I'm trying to make a routine and get it out so where it's current or what I'm feeling. I don't want to get bored with it, but like, I did this one time through and I was just done with it. Like, I couldn't contain the emotion anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I just had to get it out. It felt like it was the right time, the right thing to say without having to actually say something. You know what I mean? Like, stay within my medium that everybody knows me for type thing.
Yo, that energy came across loud and clear. When you posted it, I don't know. It just like, it aligned exactly with me being, on Facebook. And I'm like, I'm hitting him up right now. Like, I couldn't wait. I was like, this is so powerful. Like, I'm in your messages like, yo.
It's so funny. Like, I knew it was almost careers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You said it spoke loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yes, the energy definitely bounced off. Yes.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of thought because the second part of the routine I kind of made first, but I was putting it with something else. It was going to be a completely different direction. And then we had a few things happen in the news even before George Floyd. And I was just like, man, I can't use this for what I intended it for. And then the next day Atlanta happened and KillerMike came on and literally like my whole house, even my 8-year-old son is just in tears, kind of watching his energy and his passion. And I was like, you know what? I know what to do now. And it kind of just sprung from there. It was like, I had to take it and flip it to what I wanted to say. And, I definitely made some waves with some people that I do a lot of work with, and things won't be the same going forward. But, we all have to say something, or the one person that's saying something by themselves kind of gets alienated. And, we've probably done more of that for too long. So it was just my time to say something and really kind of speak back.
Yeah, we agree. I'm seeing, a lot. It's happening to a lot of us. We're like, this is the time not to be quiet, not to be silent any longer, not to be disrespectful, but to definitely, just break it down and let people know exactly how we've been feeling and what we've been going through. A lot of people, they don't have no idea.
Right.
They don't have any idea with, what we live with every day. And, even me, having a college daughter, we had a moment last week. She had a whole, breakdown because of what's going down. She was like, I'm going to college, I'm getting my degree. Is there any reason for this? If we can't even agree that color of our skin doesn't matter, what am I going to do when I graduate? What am I supposed to do with this? And we had to have, a really deep conversation. I had to let her know, this means a lot. and this will take you far. So it's just touching everybody in so many different ways. But tell us how you feel as a father,
right?
Specifically. I know you have a son, so just let us know how you feeling.
I have a son. We're bags packed, like car loaded down, waiting for my daughter to come too. So all of the first thoughts I had when my son was about to be born 8 years ago, I'm having all over again, but in a completely different way because, I'm raising my son to be ready to fight for our family when I'm, way over the hill, hopefully in a bunch more years. But I'm trying to raise him to be a better version of myself, and I don't know when the right time is to tell him that, like, I'm teaching you to look policemen in the eye, but at some point I need you to kind of sidestep them. Like,
Right.
I'm really just trying to prepare him to take over the mantle, so to say. So then when my daughter, when I found out we're having a girl, it tossed all these other emotions. And I don't really know how to approach it. All I know is to keep him close and to keep him safe. And Corona already made us all kind of, go back into ourselves and stay around family. But the more stuff that comes out, every week, I said 2 or 3 years ago, like I started to feel different about Jacksonville just with the things that were happening in our own city. And then to see it start to happen nationwide, like I'm kind of at a loss for words. All I know is, I save as much money as I can, teach him to be as a good man as I can to teach him, and just hope and pray for the best. When opportunities like this arise, like I probably got 7 or 8 routines that are ready to go. I even have companies waiting for a couple of routines for branding and stuff like that. And I just feel like now is the wrong time. Like I can be selfish to myself and just promote myself and put out these projects that I feel equally as passionate about, or I can do what's right and what I've felt for the last 37 years and what'll hopefully help him in the future. I don't want him to look back and see that, well, it was going on and your father didn't help. Like that's we all should feel that burden to say something for even if you don't have kids, somebody has kids, and I don't want him to go through the same things that I went through. So I think the main thing is just at least it's a little bit of hope. It's the first time I felt like, even though I know we all go through this, we're so used to just it happens and you might mention it real quick, or you might try to push it to the back. Like when I saw KillerMike speaking, it really just kind of like, it wasn't just what he was saying. It was the fact that every single time where you look something to the side or you shove it down inside, and it just kind of all came out. And I was just like, man, I can't put anybody else through this because I'm silent anymore.
Definitely.
I just try to teach him the best I can and prepare him. He's got to be strong, and it's gonna suck. There's no easy way out of this, but if we don't continue the groundwork that was laid for us before, then we're only forcing our kids to go through the same thing, and I don't want that. So, yeah, I mean, as a father, that burden, that's what I feel every day when I kind of get up is leave him something when I'm gone and leave the world a better place than when I brought him into it. So,
right.
The one thing you said was good was strong. You got to be.
I don't know if y'all are frozen or if I'm frozen, but I don't hear anybody.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let's take 1 second and see if we can get connected here.
Yeah, we can. I can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yep, we can hear you fine. Make sure that he's good.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yeah, it disappeared on me, so I'll flip this around for you.
Okay.
All right, so where did I get cut off at?
No, we heard everything. We heard everything loud and clear. Shaniqua had mentioned that you had said strong.
Yes. Strong. I think strong is a key word, is a major key as far as being strong. And I what I like is that we're coming together like as a community.
Check.
Can you hear?
Oh, technology.
Yeah, sometimes we have some problems. I'm gonna jump into the comments.
Check.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
You got
I'm back
it?
now. Sorry about that.
Yay! Sometimes we have some problems. I'm gonna jump into the comments. It's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I can hear myself over there. We have some people. If you guys are watching, hit us up in the comments. Let us know how you guys are feeling tonight. If you have any questions for DJ Hydro.
Yes.
While we're waiting, I don't know. Can you hear us? Let us know how you guys are feeling tonight. If you have any questions for DJ Hydro. Yes. While we're waiting, I don't know. I can hear myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. A little delayed, but I got you.
Okay. All right, good. We're going to jump in with some more questions. I'm going to just talk and we going to just, we lost them.
Yeah.
All right. So sometimes it does this. And then when this happens, we have the person add back in, and normally the sound kind of catch up. So we're kind of learning as we're going along here. So I think we'll be okay in just a little bit. But he has some wonderful things to say. You know what I'm hearing? And it's a little bit shocking to me. I don't know why it's shocking, Equal, but I don't feel like the movement is disrespectful. I don't feel like what we're saying is outrageous.
No.
You know, I don't think that it's something that it should be dismissed or, we should hurry to get over it. It just sounds like we're being passionate and we're explaining and, just being raw and being very open and vulnerable and letting people know finally, how we feel and, what changes should be made so that we feel equal here in America and worldwide. And I just don't understand how people are like, they're getting angry or they're like, I want to get over it. After one of our friends, she posted something. She said that, her people in her social media was like, when is this going to be over? I can't wait for things to get back to normal.
Right.
How does that make you feel, girl? Like same vibes or?
I mean, it's just crazy that, people just think, this is just a season and we should get over it. I mean, it's not a season. We've been going through this forever and ever. I mean, since we were born. I mean, our parents. I mean, I know growing up, my mom would, tell me stories about, the Black Panthers, in her day when she was in school and different things of that nature and how the community looked out for each other, and making sure the kids, got to school safely and, creating programs, like the lunch and breakfast programs, making sure all kids eat. And, so we've been doing this. This is nothing new to us. So it is kind of hurtful when somebody says, get over it. It's kind of like a slap in the face a little bit. So, but Hydro is back. Can you hear us now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, this is good. No delay. We good.
Perfect.
Awesome. We're going to jump into the questions because your perspective, it means the world. So we just want to see how you feel about some things here. First off, I want to wish you a happy Father's Day weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Enjoy it. You have a baby girl on the way. You have your son. This is going to be a special couple of months for you. But let me ask you this. I guess we can kind of get over some of the rocky stuff first. So as a father of a Black son, what is your biggest fear in relation to what we're going through and trying to overcome? Even
before like the current media frenzy around us, like she said a minute ago, we've been going through this forever. So my first thought when my son was born was, when's going to be the right time? I'm not sure if you guys heard me earlier, but when is going to be the right time for me to teach him that we are different? I don't want to teach him too early so he starts treating other people differently, but I know I can't teach him too late. My biggest fear is that I won't be there. Right now I can protect him. It doesn't matter what happens in the world. You fight the fight you can, you run to me, and I'll finish anything you can't handle. But at some point he has to be ready to take that next step. And all those thoughts kind of came flooding back to my head. I thought I was prepared. And then when I heard I was having a girl, I was like, she has even more stuff that she's going to have to deal with different than my son. And when my son comes to me with a problem, 9 times out of 10, I've gone through this. I got you. Right. When my daughter comes to it, I'm only prepared for about half the stuff she's ready for. So my biggest fear is that, he won't be able to look back on this time period like I looked on with my grandparents and my great grandparents. And when they were telling us about this stuff, it was real, but it wasn't real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I hadn't experienced enough to really understand what it meant to feel what they felt and to be willing to fight through anything to get that to change. So my biggest fear is really just that I don't do enough now, and he's in the same exact position that I'm in, or we're in as a people, just because of how he was born. So that, I mean, I just try to focus on keeping him the best I can and teaching him.
Well, it seems like you're doing all the right things. I mean, as a parent, I mean, I'm a parent as well. I have 3 children and I have 1 boy, you know, my only son. And, you know, there's certain things you just be very transparent and tell them the truth. You can't really hide anything. Unfortunately, I feel like our kids really don't have time to be children per se, because we have to prepare them at such an early age now. So it kind of, we as parents wear that burden because we want to prepare them, because, you know, when they get to that age, you know, where my older 2 are, you know, they're young adults, they're in college. So they're going out independently on their own. So you want to make sure they have all the tools and resources they need to be able to conduct themselves and handle themselves, because you're not always going to be there, but you want to be able to have that comfort that you gave and all that they needed in order to succeed. You know,
right.
So
another point I wanted to make was kind of piggybacking off of what Hydro said, that we had, you know, our grandparents were around. They literally went through this and they would tell us the stories. And he said it was real, but it wasn't real. And I think one reason why it wasn't real is, number one, we won't live it through the times, but number 2, it wasn't in our history books. So it was like our grandparents are telling us stories, and then we're going to school and they ain't including these stories. And you're like, you know, who's telling the truth, or did this really happen? Or, you know, you kind of piecing things together and you're watching movies but it's not validated, because back then it was like the history books, what you learned in school was the validation, you know. But I think that the next fight would be, you know, to incorporate our history in the public school system. And if not in the public school system, Corona has put us in home learning situations to make sure that we are equipped to teach them at home and let them know that, you know, this is history and this really happened and this is how far we've come and this is how far we have to go. I saw a post by, I think it was Missy Elliott, and she said, I learned more than I ever learned in 2020. You know, when it came to history, she didn't know about Tulsa and, you know, all these different, you know, historical things that has kind of came to the surface over the past couple of months. So we need to continue that for sure, you know, for our kids.
We have to continue it at home. I think
definitely
a lot of us are not doing it at home. I mean, I think we should not rely on the school systems until we are comfortable with the school systems and what they're teaching our children. I mean, a lot of it's going to come from home, because they're not teaching our children what they need to be independent on their own in school.
Right.
Well, they're just teaching them what they need to know in order to deal with corporate America. That's basically what they're teaching them. Right. So us as parents to really teach them what they need to know, the tools and the resources to handle themselves like, you know, African American, you know, or, you know, adults, basically. So most definitely.
I mean, it definitely has to be at home, but I feel like the only reason I knew about Juneteenth, you know, I lived around the world. My mother was in the military, so I didn't come back and see my first Juneteenth celebration until I came to Jacksonville in 9th grade. So I knew something about it, but I didn't get to, like I said, share in that festivities with everybody. But part of the problem is, like you said, it's not in the school system. So when we learn about slavery, it's kind of glossed over. They'll tell you, you know, you got one bad day where they're like, you know, there was whips and chains and abuse, but then the next day you come to class and they were free. So it just feels like a split second. Like, we know what happened during the Holocaust. We studied it for hours. We know what happened during the Civil War from a different race perspective. If everyone doesn't know, no one knows to be sensitive. Like the word anti-Semite is or like to be prejudiced towards Jewish people is a huge issue and a huge thing in the media whenever it comes up. But all of a sudden now it's like, as soon as you say something about Black, it's like, oh, it's too much in our face. Well, that's because you didn't think about this and hear about this, the other side, any other race, for as long as we have to deal with it.
Right. That's right on.
So I do want to ask, since we're getting on this topic about children and fatherhood, and since we are celebrating fathers, to all the fathers there, fathers out there, happy Father's Day. But what does fatherhood mean to you? You know, how has it changed? What does it mean to you? And how has it changed you as a person, man?
I have to credit my mother with this. She always told me anything I didn't know was somewhere in a book. So I didn't grow up with a father, but I grew up with a real strong mother. So the first thing she did when I told her that I was having a child was she just bought every book she could find. I mean, some stuff she'd already given me, and I just have 2 copies of now. So to me, fatherhood is really about learning, because every single day is the same, but it's way different. It's just about I learned so much about myself trying to teach him, and seeing, like, I'd be like, oh man, where does he get this from? And everybody's around me like, that's you. And I'm like, that's me? You know what I mean? Like, I only see it coming out. You don't see it coming back at you. So it really taught me to, like, watch my steps more and be careful with how you treat people. I've always tried to be nice and kind, but then, you know, we all have those little moments and little gestures that we do. And it just made me more self-aware. And if there's any other fathers that are out there, new fathers, you're not going to get this right the first day. You're not going to get this right the second day. But as long as every day you get up, you're trying to do better that day than you did the day before, I think you'll be all right. And that's how I kind of approach it. It's taught me to just not just, like, in learning to forgive him for spilling the milk and peeing on the floor while we're on the way out the door. Like, it taught me that, you know, sometimes it's okay to, like, put a routine out that's not 100% perfect. Like, stop holding things back because they're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And to just forgive not just him, but myself and everybody around me, and just keep pushing forward. So.
Right.
I'm
just going to share. I never knew if I would ever have a moment to be able to share this publicly, but my daughter, when she was like, oh my God, probably like 2 or 3, she looked at me and she goes, Mommy, are you my daughter? And I was like,
what?
You know, immediately I would have been like, no, you know, I'm the mom, you're the daughter. But I wrote it down and I was like, that was such a powerful moment. The kids, they teach you, your children teach you so much. You think that I'm having this child and I get to teach this child, you know, everything. I get to show them the world, but they, and in so many different ways, end up teaching us.
That's true.
So many life lessons, and it's truly a blessing. So we definitely agree with you there, and it's a journey. So
definitely a journey.
Yeah,
a roller coaster too. On that journey,
and it don't stop. So the parents are sitting there with the toddlers that got, you know, 1 or 2. It continues. It just changes well into young adulthood. It still continues to be, you know, a journey. Okay, a journey. So we're gonna leave it right there. So prepare yourself. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about the law enforcement. Have you ever experienced a racially charged, you know, run-in or any type of, you know, a negative experience with law enforcement? Oh.
I don't know what's going on with this.
Make sure we can't hear. It's okay. We're gonna wait. You know what, guys? I tried to do this today too. I wanted to be able to use earbuds during the chat, but I was nervous. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work out or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We appreciate y'all hanging in there. I hope you guys are enjoying the chat so far.
Celebrating Juneteenth, having drinks and some good food.
Yes, let me add them back in. Whoop, whoop. Hey.
Yeah, I promise you, like, I'm gonna watch TV the rest of the night over Wi-Fi and have no problem.
It's all good. So we didn't hear you at all. So have you ever experienced any crazy run-ins with police?
Yeah. And again, this goes back to what we said before. I'm just so used to pushing it down that in my older adulthood, in my 20s, I started training at a gym, like hand-to-hand combat. And I saw how unprepared they were, because I was training their law enforcement. They were coming into the gym to get lessons. They were coming into the gym to learn more. And it really told me, like, they don't know as much as they think they know, and only a few of them want to know. When I first moved to Florida, I had a run-in, because again, I'm from out the country basically at that point in 9th grade. I had a run-in with a few guys here, and ran after, trying to tussle with them to some police officers, and the experience with the police officers was way worse than anything that those 2 or 3 guys could have done to me. It definitely made me feel like that's that first alone feeling I really got. There's a bunch of stuff that happens before that's small, but that was the first big one with the police that made you go like, if I can't run to you when I'm bruised up and my clothes are ripped and I got blood on me, then who am I running to?
Right.
I work a lot at Jack's Beach, and it's not a whole Jack's Beach issue. I know who they are by name, we've had our incidents, but if I worked out there 3 days a week, it's about 12 days a month. I was getting stopped 4 times a month, sometimes, back to back, getting there, getting late. Sometimes it makes you late for work. Sometimes it means I don't get home till 5 a.m. I've had to pull my equipment out of their cases in the middle of sprinkling and, anything else you could name of on the way to everything, to the point where the managers didn't even believe that that's what was going on anymore, because it just doesn't make sense.
Wow.
But I mean, not that there aren't good cops. I got some cops in my family. It is what it is. But you can't say that all cops aren't bad, because if we all have heard the tale that one bad apple spoils a bunch, and if there's nowhere for me to go. Like if me and Miss Toya get into a problem, or me and you get into a problem, I have someone I can go to, supposedly. But if I get into it or something happens with a police officer, I'm automatically a criminal. There is no innocent until proven guilty. I'm guilty of this. So I've learned to completely steer clear, because it'd be easier to make a shirt. And I even thought about this. When you go to a workplace like factories, they have like 17 days since our last incident. Like if I put a shirt on, it's probably been about 114 days. But I've been in the house for 90 days. So if I've been in the house for 90, and that number's around 114, 120, let's call it 200. But the fact that I bet both of you and anybody else I know that works outside of the house could put that number to paper.
Wow. That was such a powerful point. In relation to the OSHA training, like like if it's an incident on the job or someone gets hurt, you want to get that number up, and it's like, how far can you get without running into an issue,
right,
with the police as a Black person?
I know,
especially our Black men, man. It's crazy. We want it to change. We don't want it to be, when they're pulled over or in an incident that you're guilty automatically. So that's another thing that's another big one that needs to definitely go on the list. I mean, right up under education.
Well, yeah. One thing is
y'all didn't hear me singing, did you?
Get home safely.
Yeah, we heard you singing.
I'm sorry.
All right, Nico.
No, I said we have to get. One thing for me is, everybody needs to get home safely.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to okay, if you're going to give the person a ticket, give them a ticket.
Right.
Let them go to court. Have them day in court. You're going to arrest them? Arrest them. Take them where you got to go. Why do we have to be so physical and violent and beat them, or before you, because it's we could go into a whole nother subject about why, but why can't it be that? Why are people, for a minor traffic stop dying?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, we're talking little things, and to some people, they may be like, well, maybe little to you, but it's like, it's common sense.
Right.
If you're pulled over for speeding, give them the ticket, go to court, you fight it. That's what normally you do. But what's happening is people are getting pulled over and they're not coming home. Okay. So that is scary. Okay.
Someone that's going to be on later today, he posted something today that said, even if you're guilty, it don't mean you're supposed to die. If you're being combative, or if you're being dangerous and you're putting someone else's life truly, in a way of danger, okay, I get it. But even if you're guilty, it don't mean you're supposed to die. So it's just got to be a better way to handle things. And we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep working on it. Let's see. I love this question because you a DJ. So let me just give a little bit of a backstory. So I've been living in Jacksonville since 2008. So it's been almost 12 years. And I remember first getting here, and I'm a music head, so it's like I'm always like I'm going, where's the fun at? And you were literally like the referral, like DJ Hydro. If you gotta follow him, you gotta find him. So I mean, since we've been here in Jacksonville, you have just been the man when it comes to music here in the city. So thank you for everything that you do for the city, the energy you bring to the city, the positivity, the togetherness. I mean, as long as I've been here, I mean, your name is just good. I mean, it's good. It's good people. So thank you so much. I don't have any doubt at all that you're gonna have any problems being the father of a little girl. You'll do just fine. You're very humble and just an amazing spirit. And so thank you for being on here. But give us 3 songs that we should have in rotation right now.
Okay. Right now, of course, I did a little Run the Jewels as the instrumental for the first routine. So I think the Run the Jewels 4 just came out as KillerMike and LP. And to me, KillerMike is he's like the spirit animal of 2020, man. Like, if you need some positive words or to even check yourself, you can tune into a KillerMike speech, and all the time he's been spitting facts and jewels for the last, 12, 15 years. Off their new album, Ooh La La, is really, really good. That's kind of my wake up music right now. I've been playing it in the background. It just came out today. I think it's the perfect Juneteenth song. He put it on YouTube and it kind of went viral from there. That's that Kendron Bryant. I'm a young black man. To me, that's just you can hear the soul and the power in his voice, and he's only like 9 or 10. So definitely, I'm a young black man by Kendron Bryant. And if you just need some turn up music, I think that every now and then we just need to let loose that savage Meg Thee Stallion. Like, I hear that everywhere I go. I leave the house once or twice a week to get some groceries, and I always see you in the grocery store. But
Yo, we've been in the grocery store. It's been crazy.
That song is always playing everywhere I go. So I think that Savage, if you're looking for local artists, Tokyo Jets has some work to do, but she's on the right track. Her and Mega Man have a song out that's really big in the club. So I think that's probably it. The Run the Jewels, the Kendron Bryant, I'm a young black man, and then Meg Thee Stallion, Mega Man. Like, I think those are the ones that's gonna keep you moving this Corona-ish period. So
thank you. We trying to be over with this, I mean, in a sense that to keep moving, to keep pushing, I mean, we want to definitely be safe, but we're trying to keep pushing and just get past this. This has been such a treat. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for being on here with us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. We're gonna replay this thing. This is gonna rock forever. Thank you so much. Yeah, and have a good Father's Day. Good luck with baby girl. I will see you in Publix.
Yes, man. That's right. I'll be buying diapers this time.
You'll be getting diapers and I'll be getting cereal. It's gonna be an amazing thing.
When is baby girl supposed to come? When is her?
She's due July 4th.
Oh,
but, my girl's in the other room watching and screaming and yelling at me through the wall to make sure I sit straight up, but I don't think she's gonna make it till July 4th. So like I said, bags are in the car, everything's loaded, house is clean, her room is set up, like any day now. So
hug your son for us and give your wife our love and tell her we said good luck, and y'all just keep doing your thing. You guys are a beautiful family. We wish you the best.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm about to tune in on my laptop so I can watch the rest of this. And
thank you so much.
Happy Father's Day.
Love y'all and keep pushing. Thank you.
Love you. Take care.
All right.
So we're gonna bring in. That was so good.
Yes. It was.
I hope that you guys were able to hear his set. We will make sure we repost the original version on all of our social media platforms. So that make sure you guys can hear it. I think the sound was good here. I was trying to watch it on YouTube while we was watching him.
Yes.
Nico, I know you got YouTube up too. So we're gonna get ready to bring in our next guest. We have three powerful, strong fathers that's going to be joining us. Yeah, we're going to bring them in. So we're going to start off with my brother, Tommy Bouldin.
Right.
We're going to bring him in. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Yo. What's up?
Am I bright? Can you see me?
Yes.
We can see you.
Maddie is tripping. She wants to be a part of the show, so she comes in.
Oh, if she come in, we're going to give her a shout out. Tell Maddie that it is all good.
Yeah.
We waiting for Nook and we waiting for Terry to pop on.
Okay.
So all the men that's joining us, we know them personally. So we got like their government name here, but y'all might hear us refer to them with nicknames and whatnot. So Thomas is Tommy. We're gonna bring Marcus in, who we call Terry. So this is my man.
Hey.
What's going on?
And then Nook should be joining us in a little bit. How y'all doing? Y'all having a good night?
Yeah, do y'all hear Maddie in the back or no?
We can't hear her. Where's she at?
Yeah.
Your sound is down a little bit.
Y'all gotta do an hour show with Madison.
Oh yeah.
Turn your sound up a little bit.
My sound?
Yeah.
I think I'm up.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
That's good?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna get ready to bring Nook in.
Hey, Jessica, I see you.
Hey! It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
Thank you.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hi, Nook. How you doing?
I'm chilling. How y'all doing on this Juneteenth?
On Juneteenth.
We in here. We are in here, man.
Yeah.
It's we had like segment 1 and this is segment 2. So we were able to talk about how happy that Juneteenth is now being nationally recognized. We're adding another national holiday to the calendar. We're able to take days off, celebrate each other, celebrate history. So it's an amazing thing. It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say hi. Hi to everybody. Hi, Crystal. Hi. My mom's on here. Kim. Hey, Jessica. What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Yo.
We're going to jump in with some conversation about fatherhood. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
So happy Father's Day to you guys, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We deserve it.
Yes, you guys do.
Yeah.
So we're celebrating you guys this weekend.
Who going first? Who talking first?
I
What
know.
we doing at one
Definitely. I'm just kind of paying attention.
Oh, to the other
I
comment.
hope we can hear. Everybody can hear.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
So you can see the comments and everything too while we talking?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. I need to walk downstairs.
Yeah.
It's a little stronger.
It's okay. Yeah, don't get on your elevator because then you're going to sweat. We ain't going to be able to see you.
It's actually out of service right now.
Oh my God.
Hey, y'all, I gotta come
this
down
dude got to
here
walk, y'all. It's a whole problem. He got to use his feet.
The signal's stronger down here, so I got to come down here, y'all. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get started. I'm going to start with a question for Tommy.
What's up?
Thomas Bouldin. So,
all right.
You've been in the community for, I know we've been in the community for a minute, and I know that you made a lot of impact through your music. So share with us what do you feel your biggest impact was through music for the community?
Through music for the community, just pretty much using your voice for the right reasons. Like we all like all different types of music, but pretty much sit down coaching, the young guys coming up. I always say, hey man, when you're recording something, it's forever. So just document what you want to be remembered for life. That's a blessing to be able to be recorded you know, that somebody could click on 100 years from now and hear you talking, you know. So make sure it makes sense. Make sure it's uplifting. Make sure it sparks something, because that's what sparked me to do music. Like, just people like tapping into something. There might be certain lines that somebody's saying in a verse or something. I'm like, man, I relate to that. Like, I needed to hear that, you know, and it helped me get up and, you know, get the date going and making some moves. So just reaching people and just being limitless, like knowing that you can do anything. I've had plenty doors shut on me, but I was the guy always knocking, or I go and, you know, if it's a wall, I'll cut a door in the wall. You know, I never let nobody tell me no. You know, even if I had to go learn it myself and get a little gist of it, you know, until I met that right person to keep it going. Like, that's what it's all about. So, yeah. And I mean, with that, the music, I mean, led to numerous things. Like, I know we're going to talk about it, like running the store and protesting, and, you know, just being that voice for people who can't articulate sometimes in the right way that, you know, it wants to come across. But, you know, making that strong impact on, you know, for us, because I mean, every day we wake up, they treat us like we're 100 steps behind, so we got to be 100 steps ahead just to make things right, you know.
Right. We agree. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
You want to jump in with a question?
Yes. So, let's see, what has been one of your biggest achievements, Tommy? Like, you know, as far as, you know, especially being a new dad now and everything, some of your
I would definitely say, I mean, being a father, that's
dope though.
That's it. I mean, what's bigger than having little ones that you made, you know? So I mean, and being able, again, tying into what I just said, being able to teach them things. And one thing I really learned with them was just patience.
Yeah.
Like, as a father, a mother too, like having patience is everything when you have a family, you know, like letting guiding them, because you're telling them everything you want somebody to tell you.
Right.
That's how I tell my friends. I said, raising kids ain't hard at all. I learned from that guy down there, Marcus Anthony, and he, you know, everybody else. Like, I was late in the game, but I mean, I always saw people who had kids, and I would just pick up little things with, you know, yeah, they might not have this at the time, and, you know, you set things apart, but I mean, you just keep going. You know,
it's like
everything,
you know,
for the family.
It's like, you know, sometimes you want your kids to have the best. You want them to, you want them to have everything you didn't have, you know, and you want to teach them the right way because somebody didn't teach you the right way. So, you know, we call it keeping it real, but, you know, it's keeping it real to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as y'all know, a lot of things, you know, went on in my life, and I got 3 sons, and I didn't want them to go down the path that I went down. So in the beginning, I was kind of skeptical about telling them certain things because, you know, I have to let them learn certain things on their own. But, you know, we had a lot of rules, so we had to, you know, keep them on a leash, but we also had to let them loose a little bit on that leash and let them learn things on their own. It's kind of difficult, you know, because it's like you want to keep them sheltered, but you don't want to keep them sheltered because once they get on their own, then they're gonna be like, oh, so this is what's going on in the world. When you know, me, Tommy, and Toy, we sat down and we talked to the boys and the girls, and we kept it real with them about, you know, life. So, you know, now our youngest is 17, 16, and they all understand, you know, especially with the police and all of that, you know. I got all 3 of my sons getting ready to drive, and you're gonna hear me talk about my sons a lot because there's a lot of stuff going on with black males.
Right.
So I always tell them that, you know, if you get pulled over, because I got a friend, everybody know I got a friend that's a police officer. He always told me if I ever get pulled over, I have tinted windows. So he said, you get pulled over at night or in the daytime, roll all your windows down so they can see in the car when they walk up on the car. So they won't walk up on the car with their gun in their hand looking all crazy. So, you know, that's one thing I'm teaching them now as they learn how to drive. But it takes a lot. Like you said, patience. Patience is something, boy.
Patience is something. Patience is something. And also letting them see you do things that you love to do, you know, because that's a big thing too.
Right.
Like the little ones, like I'll trip now because, you know, the nieces and nephews, I see them doing things that they probably watched me do, and at the time I really didn't know, you know, they were watching. But
that's another thing you gotta make sure, because they always watching. Whether
they
you
always watch.
Always.
Listening. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're very influential in the community when it comes to music and events and just all over the place. Tell us about, you know, your journey being in the entertainment industry and how you've made a positive impact in the community.
Well, to be honest with you, the impact is more on a personal level, like that I try to make with people. Like I try to be a lot more behind the scenes, like individually helping a family or an individual person. Because like I was talking to Kim, it probably was like last night or one night we was riding, and it's like really the only hope we got to really like fix things other than changing laws is we really got to teach our families the values. We got to teach them about integrity. We got to teach in the house. The house we got to build that foundation for the house, and then we got to pray that the foundation we build for them, they spread that with their family, with their friends, and when they get older with their family. That's really the only way things gonna really like spread. It's like it's like throwing a party. It's word of mouth. So you got to really put that word of mouth inside your own household on a daily basis. Like you got it may get aggravating to them, but after a while, like me, what I pray is you said something right, Marcus. You said something. You was like, we really gotta you gotta show them. No, that was Thomas. You gotta show them, but you can't show them everything, or you gotta kind of let them. You got to let them kind of get out there a little bit, because if you shelter them too much, then you're going, man, you don't know what you in for when they get that chance to get out on their own.
Right.
Then, so you just got to build that foundation from ground one, from the head. Like without that foundation, all of us done strayed away. Like all of us strayed away and then did stuff that. We glad we here right now. Everybody done had those times in their life, but we had a foundation though.
Right.
As long as they can get back to that foundation, I feel like you'll be all right. I feel like they'll be all right as long as we putting that foundation down. So that's why I do a lot of personal stuff with people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm real personal, so they can see love. You got to show people love, man. A lot of people don't see love for real.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds like common sense, but a lot of people don't see love though for real.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, you know, with you and Kim, I've known you guys maybe for 5 years, a little over 5 years now, and it just radiates off of you guys. You know, I mean, when we met, it was like, I told Kim, it was like love at first sight. You know what I'm saying? We were able to, you know, just become really good friends, and you know, you guys being a unit, it just all meshed well. Marcus, Marcus is Terry. So when I say Terry, I'm talking about Marcus. That's who y'all see. But we came to you guys' wedding, and it was just.
We had fun, didn't we?
It was so fun. It was so fun and so genuine and so
people be asking us when we gonna
elegant.
do it again.
Have another wedding. I mean, come on.
When y'all do that again? Like, y'all know that costs money. We gonna do a what we doing? Well, she's sitting right here. Y'all know Kim sitting.
Kim, do an anniversary bash.
We doing one.
Yes.
2021. We doing one.
Please do. It was such a good time. You guys, your families, everybody. It was just amazing. I want to break, Nikwa, we can definitely continue this conversation. I feel like we just got started and it's only 8:48, y'all. We've gone 3 hours before. But we have Niqua's cousin that we're gonna bring him in, Mr. Norman Burns, and he's gonna say a prayer for us. He's gonna bless the conversation, bless us as individuals with a prayer. So Niqua, you wanna introduce him? I'm gonna go ahead and slide him in.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on? What's going on?
How you doing? What's up? How are you doing?
All right.
My brother?
So this is my cousin Norman Burns, and you go way, way back, right?
Pretty far back.
He's in Jersey. He lives in Jersey right now. He's in Hackensack. So, so yes, you wanna introduce yourself and just say hey to everybody. And
Hey, my name is Norman Burns. I'm a fan of this podcast. I see that they have so many interesting people of color on the show. So I'm interested. This is my first opportunity to be a part of it. So I was just kind of sitting in backstage listening to you cats talk, and I was like, wow, they got some real cats on here. I better go put on a shirt.
Yeah, we got Jersey in the house. We got Orlando in the house. I mean, it's real on here tonight. We are so happy to have all of you guys. And we didn't want to keep you in the green room. We wanted to go ahead and bring you to the forefront and have you join us and, and bless us. And then we can continue the conversation with the guys here, but we definitely didn't want to keep you waiting. So we're going to, thank you so much. We all set. Yeah.
Well, would you like me to offer up a little prayer for us?
Please do.
Yes.
Our Father and our God, we thank you once again for the privilege and the opportunity to fellowship in your name. We thank you for these amazing African-American people who found it not robbery to come together and to talk about positive issues and talk about issues that are germane to our community, and just to keep us focused and to keep us together as a people and keep us basically pointed in the right direction, God. We just ask, God, that you would reveal truths out of this meeting tonight, that we would learn from each other, that we would help each other grow, that we would just encourage each other in a climate that is not necessarily conducive to our well-being. But I ask that you would have your hand on us and that we would catapult and move forward from this time in history, and that we would be able to rise our people up to their rightful place and position in this nation. We actually built this nation on our backs, and you know what our struggles have been, Lord God. So we just ask that you would anoint this meeting, anoint this fellowship of beautiful brown people, and we would give you all the honor, all the praise, and all the glory. We thank you in the name of Jesus Christ. We pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know. We were just talking about Father, happy Father's Day anyway, by the way, to you.
Thank you.
And so I guess I'll start off with asking you a question, as far as opening up for Father's Day weekend. What does Father's Day mean to you, and how has it changed you? I know that you graduated from FAMU. And you dabbled in music. We have some Tommy has been in the music industry, as well as Toya. They both rap. So I know you're a music producer. You work with some people like Heavy D and those people from back in old school. I call it hip hop. So
share with us.
Yeah, I've had the privilege, as well as having a regular 9-to-5 gig, I've had the opportunities to be blessed to be able to work with some people, pretty big people in the industry. I work with Mary Brown, who's done a lot of writing for Destiny's Child and for Beyonce. And I work with Demo Wet, who's done some stuff with Puffy and Foxy Brown and people of that sort. Kind of an old school type of, I made my bones in the old school. So a lot of the new stuff that's out, I really admire it, because I'm like, wow, they really taken the art form to a whole nother level. I mean, to an international level that I never would have dreamed that it would have arrived or had gone to, because I was in the streets back in the 80s when cats was rocking vinyl and back in the Bronx and in Brooklyn, and where hip hop and rap originally started. So to see it come to where it is now and it become the mega billion-dollar industry that it turned into is touched my heart, and it's really made me very proud and very happy to be a part of a genre that we as a people of color are responsible for, and America jumps all on it. It's in every mainstream type of commercial. It's in every type of advertisement. So I know anything that our Black hands touch always seems to flourish, and sometimes if we're not careful, it gets taken away from us. But I've had the privilege and the opportunity to be a part and watch our hip hop and our rap genre turn into something magnificent and something that's been very powerful across the world, not just across America.
Definitely.
That's dope.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, really. Thank you
Yeah.
so
So, but
much.
as far as being a father, what Father's Day means to me is, it's kind of twofold. I'm proud to be an African American father of a daughter who's doing real good. She's in college. She's excelling. But you worry when your Black or brown child leaves the house. You always got that question mark. So rogue officer or somebody with bad intentions are going to do something to your pride and joy. So I try to pray whenever she leaves the house. You know how young girls are sometimes. They don't listen to their fathers, but she's been doing real well as far as her social interaction with people and as far as the academics. And I just, I'm very, very proud of her. I have to admit it. But as an African American father, you have these reservations. But I'm a praying man. I was in the buildings when the planes hit on 9/11. So I have a testimony in regards to how God's hand has been on my life for these last, 20 years, since 19 years since I got out the building, like 10 minutes before the first tower fell on the World Trade Center, because I was on the 62nd floor. So I have a spiritual connection to God that I believe that His hand is upon us and that He's going to get us even out of the toughest and roughest situations, even when people who don't necessarily look like us have favor upon us. So I look at things from a spiritual eye, but I also look at things from a realistic view and realize that we have to survive and we have to do stuff to encourage ourselves to build up one another, because nobody else is going to do it for us. So I look at things from that perspective, I look at things from a spiritual perspective, and I look at things from a realistic perspective. And to see just us beautiful brown people, even in this podcast, just does my heart so well. I just am so elated and so happy about just us doing such positive things and doing things that help build us up.
Thank you so much for sharing that piece. And God, I wasn't ready for that. You went deep on me when you mentioned 9/11. I think all of us that impacted every person that is in this chat right now. And thank God for getting you out of that building. Yeah, that's a blessing in itself. And thank God for the way that you're able to look at life. It definitely does take multiple facets on way of attacking life and going through it. And spirituality, and reality is huge.
Well, from my perspective, I wouldn't have got to meet any of these cool people, these beautiful brothers and sisters this evening, if this guy didn't have his hand on me. So I know He's got a plan for me. I got to meet y'all tonight, so my day is already made. I got to be with y'all.
Thank you so much.
Be with you too, man.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so this is our first time having so many people, so we're so excited. We want to make sure everybody, gets her. Norma, are you cool with staying on with us, or do you need to jump off? What's your time look like?
I need to bounce by about 10 o'clock. I got a recording session in Teaneck, but I wanted to be a part of this because I know y'all are doing amazing things, big things. So I definitely wanted to be a part of it, but I don't know how long. I could roll until about 10 o'clock.
Okay.
All right. We shouldn't be on that long, so we'll just keep the conversation going with everybody in here. It's good. All right. So I'm gonna jump to Marcus. We got some questions. So what is your definition of a successful life, Marcus? Terry.
My definition of a successful life It consists of a couple of things, love, family, happiness. It's definitely not money, because money doesn't make you happy. To me, family makes you happy. Being successful is having a successful family with love, not necessarily financially. I mean, financially helps, money helps, of course, but successfully and love and happiness.
It definitely, because you got the worst day on the planet. But when you come home, as long as you can come home and your little kids run to you, I mean, that's what we do it for.
That's dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I mean, because you see so many people who have money and they're miserable. They're miserable. They don't have anybody to love them, or they don't have anybody to love. So, they end up dying alone. And, when you think about it, you can't, where are you going with your money? You can't take money where you're going. You can't take your house, your car. I mean, those material things. So it's the loved ones that, that are going to grow old with you and, build those memories. I think is important. I hope Corona teaches people to be closer, instead of always on the go all the time, 24/7, and not enjoying because time goes by, and kids grow and they leave, and it happens.
Even people with a lot of money can't buy time.
Nope, you sure can.
Exactly.
That's true.
Can't get that. You can't buy that. But you know what you said though? You say this is something I always say. And you said life is about memories. I always say life is about memories and moments. And you gotta make the best of them.
Yeah.
Because that's really what it's about. Memories and moments.
Yeah.
Like those two things are really the most important things in life when you think memories and moments, because even when we're not here, when we create the best memories and the best moments, they're gonna always be talked about. Even when we're not even here. They're gonna spread. Memories and moments gonna always spread. Our kids will tell their kids will be like, I remember your grandmother told me that. Memories and moments. Like they never even met. I got people I got people I never even met in my family. My grandma tell me about, and I still remember the stories of. I never met my Uncle Fanny. He had a Studebaker. That's all she used to talk about. Was her Uncle Fanny come to town and get in the Studebaker, and she sat in the back seat. And but I'd never met him, but I remember that. Like I was there. And that was a memory and a moment that that meant something to her.
Right.
Like it really. I told Kim the other night, I was like, Kim, I said, I really feel like I got this life thing. I think I got it figured out. She was like, or maybe you got a gift. She was like, maybe you got a gift. I was like, I really feel like I say, I really feel like, man, once you get in tune with yourself and your own spirit, because that's the flesh ain't nothing. Like the flesh is nothing to get to know.
Right.
It's that spirit. Once you get in touch with your gut, when your gut tell you, that's what we was talking. I was like, my gut. I was like, anytime I have never not listened to my gut, it's been a problem. And she was like, you gotta also understand when it's your gut and it's your mind. And I was like, you know what? You gotta understand the difference between your gut. I feel like your gut is your spirit, is your soul. Because that's why I hit you right there. That's where all of that is at. Your heart, your spirit, all of that is right there. And your mind, it speaks different to you. When it's talking to you in your spirit, you feel like everybody heard it. But it's your voice inside of you. Hear your voice. And I feel like that's God's voice and speaking in your voice inside of you. But when your mind, it ain't the same. It's just not the same feeling with your mind and your spirit speaking to you. It's a feeling. And everybody ain't gonna get the opportunity to understand that. And if everybody did, it'll be a difference. But you know, I feel like I'm blessed to I just feel like life is, looking back at it now, it's so common sense. But you only get that common sense from time and not knowing everything and paying attention.
Yeah.
That's the only way you get that common sense. Like, we all born with common sense. Some of us just don't tap into that common sense. And if we did, we'll understand what's important. We'll understand what's important. Like, I really get what's important. I done did whatever. And I really get what's important. And I'm glad that I get what's important.
We're going to dive into what you did. You trying to write it off. He like, what I did was what I, no, I'm just playing. Y'all be wanting to skip over that part. That's the part we need to share with everybody, because we need to show where we been and where we at. You know what I'm saying? What we went through and what we came to.
So this is a question. What would you tell your younger self? What would you tell your younger self, Nook? This is a good question. Now that you know, after you just said it, what would you tell your younger self?
My younger self, what I tell my younger self, honestly, man, what I would tell. I read this question, right?
We made a question, y'all. We prepped them. We get time to think about the answers.
What I would tell my younger self is to pay attention. Pay attention. Really pay attention. Because you get so many gems dropped on you when you're younger, and you know it already. You be smelling yourself. Pay attention. Like, what I want for my kid, my 16-year-old, my daughter, I be want her to. I be trying to tell her, man, only if you would really pay attention to us right now, how far you would really be. Because we did it. But at the end of the day, our parents did the same thing, and we had to, like, it's kind of like y'all said.
Yep.
You're gonna have to figure some stuff out yourself.
Right.
But you just long as you blessed to have that foundation put in you, and that's the problem. Everybody not blessed to get the foundations built for them, man. Everybody not. And
that's
at
right.
At the end of the day, everybody not gonna get it.
Right.
And that's the reality of
But
it.
then they go to, like we're saying, like, when you're older, like, you're providing that voice in their head for that moment. So that's when people say the God and the devil on your shoulder. You want to give them the God, the right words. You know, like, you might be in a situation, and your friends might want to go somewhere, but you like, oh, my dad told me. So it'll click and make them think about something before they do it. So I totally agree with it.
They might do it the first 2 times. And catch on that third time. And that third time, if they would have did it, it could have been fatal.
Yeah.
But we gotta everybody catch on at their own pace.
Right.
It's really up to us. Listen. Y'all don't understand, man. Like, I used to beat myself up, like we be talking about how Terry.
Yeah.
how we say like the most important thing, the most achievement is our family. It is like that was the most perfect thing. And sometimes as a man and I got 4 daughters, you really want to be everything for them. And it'll put so much pressure on you to make stuff easier for them till you will just worry about money. And what I had to really do, I told Kim the other night, me and Kim had a long talk just riding.
I hear all this from the other night, y'all.
This is all the same night this happened. We ride. Because I was like, I was like, I'm just going to talk. And I don't know what made me start really just talking. And I was just like, but it's like, I had to put in my mind, look, take care of your kids, as best as you can. Make things as easy as you can for them while you're here. Try your hardest to create generational wealth. If it happens, great. If it don't, at least set a standard for them while you gone, that they'll pick up that standard. And maybe they can break the cycle and get it.
Right.
But I had to take all of that because it was really it bothers me a lot. Like, I gotta get this, I gotta do it, and then now it's to the point to where, like, me, I've been around like a lot of death, not violent death and stuff, just a lot of family, a lot of everything. And like I was saying, I was like, I'm at the point now that I had to get over. If anybody else that dies right now is really gonna be close now. I done lost all of the like, you know what I done lost all
scary.
of them.
Yeah.
So now anybody else is gonna really hit.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had to get myself to the point I can't just think about that, and I gotta enjoy these people.
Yeah.
You gotta get to a point to where you gotta just enjoy these people, enjoy it, just enjoy it, and make those moments and those memories.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, I got this life shit figured out, y'all.
You got it down pat, man. I mean, you hit us with it. You drilled it in the head, man.
Yeah, he got the theme
Marcus,
and everything.
aka Scary. What did you, speaking of, our ancestors and, our people that have, that we've lost, that have been dear to us and that have even paved the way to some extent. What do you admire, or what did you admire about your father, and what did you learn from him? What was your biggest thing?
Well, my mother and my father separated probably when I was about 7, 8, but my father was always in my life. And one thing I learned, one thing I took to my heart and my mind was that he always took care of his kids. He always took care of the kids, no matter what was going on. If we needed something, he was there. My mother too. If my mother needed something, he was there. Even though they had their little funny relationship, he was always there for us. And I always said to myself, if I ever have kids, I don't want to be a weekend dad. I want to be with my kids every single day that I could be. So that's one thing, I learned from my dad. And then, later on in life, my mom's moved to Virginia. And my dad stayed in Jersey, so I wound up staying with my dad. And we formed a perfect relationship, like it been there from the beginning. And he always did everything he could do for us. He did for me and my sister. And we never really wanted for anything. I went left because I wanted to go left, not because I had to go left. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad would buy me anything I wanted, but I had too much pride to continue to keep asking him, Dad, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get that? So I took it upon myself to go left, and you know what I'm saying? Things happen, and I got over it. But from that's one thing I admire about my dad, is that he always took care of us. Always took care of us.
So,
oh yeah.
Thank you. Tommy, what was your favorite age growing up and why?
Oh man, I think every age is I mean, I could go back and it's just certain things that I learned. I mean, I look now and it's like, man, like, I'm happy to be here.
he like all the ages.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. I like all the ages. I like all the ages. There are different chapters in your life that make you who you are today, So it's certain ages where, I had a dark period when I just got into my 30s, where I lost like my cousin, my best friend, and then, my mentor, he was like the Jay-Z to me, and I was like, every day we was like this. And then a year later, I lost my my best friend, my producer. So the two giants that I used to hang with every day were gone, So that was pretty much the darkest times, but those are the times that I pretty much found myself. because I thought things would be right because I didn't have to worry about stuff because my cousin was here or my boy Clef was here with the music, but it really made me think about life, like man, like when they were here, they were telling me stuff, and if I had tapped in at that time, then things could have been, higher or whatever. So I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself, but I always been like a person that gets out and does things. But those were the years that I really found myself. I mean, I moved down here to Jacksonville. I ain't know nobody but y'all, and I slept on the floor, and I don't think too many people can do that. So it's just like reinventing yourself, finding yourself, starting over, not being scared to start over.
Yeah.
Coming in with dynamite to anybody who tried to tell you no. Because it was nothing nobody could tell me at that time. So I would say my early 30s, and I'll be 39 in November. So I would say like 30s. Like there was a lot of fun and stuff before, but just like seriously, like buckling down and figuring out who I am in life, because everybody finds who they are at different points in their life or whatever. But to me, it was that time, and it wasn't necessarily a great time, but I used that time to find myself instead of fall all the way down. I got back up.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. So I have a question. Is there, thinking about, when I know for me, when I was younger, I always thought I would work in telecom, interviewing or communications, interviewing and commentating. Is there something that you guys thought you would do other than what you're doing now? Like, did you have like a dream job? This could be for anybody. Like, was there something you said that, this is what I want to do? I want to, own a business or, something of that nature, and you actually were able to kind of do it, or not? Like me, I wasn't able to go into television.
Definitely, but as you get older, your dreams and stuff change. Like I grew up playing soccer. Like I was the black dude that played soccer. I love soccer, but I thought I'd be like Pele or somebody. But then at the same time, I wanted to be a marine biologist, which was something I seen on TV that I thought was cool as a kid. But again, as you grow, like you see things, and you see how like you hear older people talk about, work for yourself. So you try to find those things, and like any job I ever had, which is nothing wrong with working a job, but any job I've ever had, it was something that I wanted to learn in that job that could take me somewhere else. It wasn't like I was just getting a job just to stay at that job. Like now I'm in the car business because I simply want to get stronger on closing deals. Like that's the only reason I want to do it. Like, because I feel I could do everything else, but my personal weakness to me was closing deals. So that's what I'm learning and focusing on. So, I've ran businesses, had companies. There's nothing wrong with starting a business, with nothing, having $10, you can make a business. Yeah. But just having that insight and knowing your weakness and turning that into a strength so you could excel in what you want to do. Like that's what it's all about.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Norman, did you want to add anything there?
Well, I've kind of, to answer Shanika's question, I always wanted to be a recording artist and a celebrity, and I think everybody wanted to be that. I was fortunate that when I got out of college, I got signed to MCA Universal and got a recording deal back in the, I want to say the late 80s. And everybody was doing the rap and the singing stuff. And what had happened was I got the deal. They gave us money. They recorded the album and stuff. And I thought we were going to be really, really large. And what wound up happening is that I was on this label called Sugar Hill Records. It was actually a subsidiary of MCA Records. And they never put the album out. They just kind of shelved the act, kind of kept the money that MCA gave us, and we never came out. My dream never came to fruition. So what I did was, because I enjoyed music, I started to learn how to produce. I started to learn how to, obviously, program. And I learned computers when everybody was doing MIDI. And then they started to do this digital stuff. So I've been doing music for like 35, 40 years. and really never reached the notoriety or the acclaim that I've wanted to reach. But what I found out what God's path for me was this, is that had I gone into the music business, I might not have become the person, the man, the father, the church member or deacon that I've become. I think I've affected more lives by becoming or following the path that I wanted following, as opposed to the path that I wanted to follow. I wanted celebrity. I guess the great creator had a different plan for my life. I'm actually seeing. I'm old, guys. I don't know if you'll notice. I'm kind of an old dude. I'm almost 60 years old. I just look good, and I really realize. I really realize that the paths that we often chart for ourselves are not necessarily what the great creator and author of life has for us. So I'm actually looking over the years and realize that I actually have done a lot of things that I wanted to do in music. I've actually made money from doing music, but I've never reached what I thought was stardom or the acclaim status. And I realized at this stage of my life that it was probably best that I didn't happen. I would have probably become more self-absorbed, more self-centered, more selfish. And I think the path that I follow, where I care about my community, I care about young people, I care about people who need things and are suffering and don't have food and don't have money and don't have things. I'm able to help those people. So I find the life path that I wound up falling into, being more, in retrospect, being more rewarding than I ever probably could have accomplished had I been a celebrity and gained notoriety and public acclaim and all of that.
Right.
So that's what I've learned. Even though I wanted one thing, I wound up doing something else, and I'm more satisfied with the life that I fell into as opposed to the life I had selected for myself.
I had issues like that too, even
That's
being
awesome.
an artist. Like when you're an artist and you're creative with your music, you personally want that fame so bad, but like you said, like maybe that wasn't the path for you. Like because it came a point to where we would make, like, I like Mobb Deep, Cool G Rap, like I like dark music, you know what I mean? But when we would record, like we had some dope music, but my producer Clef that passed like a year before he passed, he changed everything, and he told me, he said, look, he was like, because my rap name was Kaneda, he was like, Nada, he was like, a lot of people ain't gonna be around me in a second. I was like, what you mean? He was like, I want to make some meaningful music. Like, I said, I'm all with it. I was like, what do you want to do? I said, I'm kind of tired of, making the same thing. Like, we got some tight joints, but I want to make something that means something. So we started doing, it wasn't really like gospel rap, but it was music with a message, so we took so many people from Richmond, Virginia, and got them to pretty much tap into that realm, and today it's still going on. I mean, I seen guys who rhyme like Jeezy. They changed the whole style because it felt good.
Yeah.
My last song with him is one of my favorite songs. It's called Forgiveness, but it came so easy when I wrote it. Like, and I knocked it out in one take, the hook and everything. I just said press record. I said just press record. He went, like, before I wrote it, he played the beat. He didn't know what I was gonna write. He was like, "Oh, he's gonna write." He probably was like, "He gonna write something." So I challenged myself to make a positive song, no cuss words, nothing, clean hook and everything. So I woke him up and said, "Clef, let's go." So he was like, "Let's go." So I said, "Just press record and just let it ride." So I went through the whole thing, and when I walked out the booth, he was quiet, and I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "Bro, that's what we need to do right there." He was like, "Do the ad-libs." Like, oh. I'll send it to you, Norman, too, so you can hear the song. This is one of my favorite songs. Like, I got hundreds of songs, but one of my favorite songs that I've ever recorded, and that was the last song that me and him recorded before I moved down here. But he ended up going to churches and being like the sound man, and really shooting videos and taking his knowledge to the church. So he stopped drinking, everything. Like within a year, like he was the drinkiest person you ever know. But like his last few months on earth, he was like he flipped. So he ended up passing away, and like it sucked, you know. But the crazy thing is I took the long drive up to go to his funeral and stuff, and what was so unique about his funeral that I don't think anybody will ever do was the music that he was making at that time. It sounded like he was constructing for his funeral. Like it wasn't sad. It was like the beats he played, like the songs that were played. It was totally different. Like, and I hope anybody else that was at the funeral could witness that, because I was there when he changed
Did it.
when he was constructing this stuff, you know, and to go out like that, like it hit me different, and I was like, man, that's powerful. But one thing him and my cousin never had was kids before they passed. So I stopped music, and I was like, I want a family. Like I wanted kids. I want to raise them up. I want to leave that legacy. So I still be wanting to jump back into the music, but this is more important to me, you know, than anything. So I carry it on for my big brothers, you know. So that's what motivates me.
And I tell you, listen. I started, all I ever wanted to do was entertain. I didn't know what it was. I just know I was going to make you laugh. That's what I wanted to do. I started playing drums in church at 7 years old. I just used to always look at the drummer, and I was like, I could play. And one day I sat down and I just started playing. And from then on, that's how I got into music. And music was something, I just loved it. But I'm going to tell you something, man. You said something, you was like, there was nothing I loved more than doing my music and entertainment until I got kids. And I won't just say it was the kids part. It was a feeling. I love music, but when me and Kim done been through struggles. We done had an apartment that we had to bomb it every day of the week. It had so many roaches in it. We might as well put a 10 on top of it. That's how much we done been through it. I done slept in cars. That's why when you said that, I was in Miami sleeping on the couch before I slip and slide. Like this was in 2004, 2005. Like I always followed my dream, and I wasn't scared. Like, oh well, I moved to Miami with $120.
And you probably just
I'm going to do this. Got a job the
twice.
first day I was there. I wanted it, but I loved it. But let me tell you something. What gave me more of a love and a feeling when I was able to take care of my wife and my kids. That I love that more than music. And that's why I feel you when you was like, I got a text right now. Somebody told me, "Hey, yo, I need you on a verse." I tell people all the time, like, boy, that verse gonna take 3 weeks. Cause ain't nothing I love more than being able to spoil my kids, take care of my kids, take care of my wife. Whatever she wanted to do, let's do it. Ain't nothing. I go hard for that. Like I spent so much money in music, I'd rather spend this money on them and see a return on them. See them happy, see them good. I really never thought I would love nothing else. When you a single man at that, doing music, no kids, no nothing, ain't nothing gonna get in the way of that. You don't care about no woman, you don't care about that. Like
you don't care about nothing.
I'm in the studio. Okay, where you at? I'm in the studio.
All day, every day, all day.
You here, you want to be here, but I don't care what you're talking about. Man, when I really when I really was able to be the provider for real, I won't trade that. Yeah, I'd rather stress out about that than a song. Yeah. And you talking about somebody who loved since 7 years old doing, that's what I did, was music. Music. Like my brother's 7 years older than me. He's a DJ. So he got me like, but when I was able to take care of my family, man, that opened up a new love. Like, wow, wait, this feels way better. Mm-hmm. Like that, I was chasing with this music. Wait a minute, this don't even amount to what's going on. If I was able to take care of them doing music, that would have been great. Yeah. But hey man, it comes a point, man, at some point in your life, especially when you want to do some entertainment or some this and that, when you got a family and trying to do that, at the end of the day, people don't want to admit it. You're gonna have to make a choice. Yeah. you're gonna have to make a choice. You may still be blessed enough to be like Norman to still be able to find your niche in that game still though. But it's a possibility you can't. But you're gonna have to figure out what you love the most.
Right.
And you get to that, and you're gonna have to figure out what you love the most. And if you choose the morally right thing, you can get blessed to still be happy. That family gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really learned that.
Yeah, because you could go back there and get in with the guys. They doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Man, for real, man. Like I see my kids running, man. My kids at the end of the day, you know, my 16-year-old and my 10-year-old, like they cool now. They on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
So they ain't studying right now.
Just chilling in the house and they grow on TikTok.
So I got my 3-year-old and my 5-year-old. My 5-year-old's starting to get to that way. So you got to really enjoy them. Like when they want to jump on you, like you want to be where you at right now. Like, hey, you on the park? What you doing? You want to be there? Like, because it come a point where it be like,
where they
mess
at?
with daddy no more?
Yeah.
Like,
No more. Right.
Like, I ain't cool no more. Like, I was the coolest person, dude, you knew. Yeah, man. You gotta enjoy it. Like, you still go back to what I say, memories and moments, man. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy it.
Definitely.
You gotta enjoy it.
So we're celebrating free-ish today. I kept seeing it, free-ish, because we still got work to do. So I'm gonna toss this question to Terry. What makes you feel free?
What makes me feel free? That I'm kind of, I'm kind of basically. What makes me feel free? That's a tough question to think about. Let me think about that.
Let's throw it to Nook there, because he over there like,
Memories and moments.
Memories and moments, baby. Hey, that's when you free. You better in them memories and moments.
Oh man, create their memories, man, in the moment.
It's crazy because me and Toy together, we have 7 kids together. We down to 3. The 3 boys left. In 2 years, they all gonna be going to college. All 3 of them. It's just gonna be me and her. And I'm thinking, like, what we gonna do now? We ain't got nobody to take care of. Ain't nobody in this house but me and you.
Yeah,
he left.
So I don't know.
Girl, did you leave us?
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to even think about, because it's like, what we gonna do now? We ain't got nobody to take care of no more.
Y'all can come to my house.
It's different. We're even talking about, the way that our house has been set up. It's been set up conducive to raising children. Just the layout of the house, and as you grow, you change. As you get older, you change. Maybe I don't.
What happened?
Yeah, maybe I don't want to walk up and down the stairs, or maybe I don't want this traditional, dining room. Maybe let's turn it into, a DJ room, so we can. Terry went for his birthday and bought, the whole DJ setup. So, it's like, we don't need the traditional living room. Let's make this thing work for us. We've been these traditional parents, with this traditional lifestyle, and raised all these kids, and now it's time to have fun and really look inward and make it happen for yourself, and continue to create those memories and moments. You know what I'm saying? So Terry, throwing that question back to you, what makes you feel free?
Now look though, you gotta understand, it's like taking care of them kids was a lifetime job.
Yeah.
It's like I've been doing that my whole life. And now all of a sudden, now I gotta start to think about a new life now. You know what I'm saying? It's like Tommy said, it's starting all over. So it's like I'm starting all over now. Now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do now.
But this
So you
kind
better
of
not be scared to start over.
yeah, but it comes
Yeah.
from it comes from the parents. You know, you get to see what your parents
Y'all
did
better
when
make them
you
memories
left.
and moments while they gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Cause y'all will be grandparents. You talking like that now? Y'all better make them
Yo,
memories and moments. Don't rush it.
my friend in the comments, Sydney in the comments, my God, baby, he's not even 2 yet. She's like, don't forget Duke. Okay. Yeah, we never have babies. We gotta creep the moments and memories in, man, because
You know what
that
y'all do?
moment.
Y'all go get a 2-bedroom.
Exactly.
Go get a 2-bedroom. Go get
Yeah.
a 2-bedroom on the water.
Yeah.
And just chill.
For
And
real.
just chill.
Temporary.
Oh, yeah.
A few years of that. You know what I'm saying? We need a few years of that. That would be amazing. Amazing. So yeah. Let's jump into a little bit more serious conversation. You guys, I know, have all probably had some sort of experience with law enforcement negatively at some point in your life. So let's give some advice and share some personal stories there. Tommy, let's see.
What's solid, bro?
Oh man,
Why you picking on Tommy?
Share a moment with us, a run-in that you had. It doesn't even necessarily have to be the police. Share a run-in, racism.
No, it's just growing up in Richmond, Virginia. I mean, we lived in New York, Jersey, you know, up and down the East Coast.
I can't hear Tommy.
Turn your mic up.
Turn your music up. Turn your volume
You
up.
We
can
can't
hear
hear
me?
you, right? We can't hear
You
you.
can hear me? Yo,
Yeah. We
Now,
you can hear me?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like just always witnessing. I mean, you can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hello?
can't hear nothing.
Yo.
Nook said he can't hear you.
You can hear me?
I can't hear.
No,
I can't hear.
I don't know
I
what's
can't hear
up.
Okay,
either.
this is what we can do.
But
All
see,
right,
I
we
got.
can.
It
Let me
might
This is
see.
what we
affect.
have to
Will it work?
do. Okay.
Will it work?
If you can't hear, you
I
can
can
go
hear
out
now.
of the broadcast back in. That may help.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but
But
y'all
You've learned
I
a
hear
lot.
good.
Let me.
yeah, it's just I mean, always seeing
I'm gonna
from
go.
a young age them picking, you know, the white versus black to where you see it's treated unfairly. Like we could have a club night, say Thursday nights are the black nights when, you know, all us are out. Before you even get out the club's supposed to close at 2. They got the lights on at 1, you know, and then you come outside and it's the streets are barricaded to get you out of there and go home, you know. But you go on a Saturday night, it might be the white nights, like there ain't no barricades, like the top of the street ain't blocked, like the cops saying like, yo, you need to get the fuck home. You know, they talk to us totally different
Right.
than other races, and that's just always been that way. So that needs to change. And just always thinking that we are the suspects, you know. All us, we don't look alike. Like you get like all us, we don't look alike. But you know, white people, they look more alike than, you know, I
And
think
yeah,
black people look
that's
alike,
true.
or you know, Asian people. You know, we have so many different features
Yes.
because we've been mixed around with so many things. So to
Yeah.
say we look like somebody else, like, you know, it gets old, and
Quick.
they really need more training, because if a soldier is in war and they can't fire unless they're fired upon, and they're in a war, but
Right.
a police officer could shoot an unarmed person, like that just tells you right there, like what are we doing? Like what's going on? Like it goes to the sergeants, to the people who are running things. Like, how are you training these guys? Like mentally, where are they? Like, what are their backgrounds? Like, who do they hang out with? Like, those are the tests that they need to go through to be an officer. And I know you need officers to patrol because it could be chaos, but don't send people with who don't like black people into black neighborhoods and they already have that mindset that, oh, I'm gonna go arrest a bunch of niggas tonight and we might beat a couple of them up or shoot one. You know, like that's the whole thing. So I think they need to look at it like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Terry, what's your experience with law enforcement growing up?
Well, I've had numerous run-ins with the law as a young buck, and it's just crazy the way you can see the racism everywhere. You can see the racism everywhere in the police department. You know, it's like, you know, I can get pulled over for driving a nice car because I'm black in a white people neighborhood, but I got the same kind of car they got, but just because I'm black, they can pull me over. Search my car and everything, have me all out the car, you know, and I'm just riding through the neighborhood. I might be going to a friend's house or something, but
yeah,
like I said, you know, and that's something that, you know, I always try to make my sons aware of when they driving around. You know, pay attention to what's going on. Just you know, just watch yourself, because they out there. They definitely out there. Definitely out there.
Yeah.
Look, do you want to share an experience that you had, or give some advice?
Honestly, all of us, if you ask all of us how you ask them, we're gonna have the same story for you. It's off rip.
That's true.
Just the way they look at you, off rip. Just a speeding ticket can turn into you being, I was speeding. What do you mean? Do I have any drugs or weapons? I was speeding.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, and then who do you like? We have nobody to call. We have nobody to. It's like just off rip. They mentality towards us.
It's twisted. It's twisted.
Off rip.
Twisted.
Like they get out
Twisted.
their car already on 10. Like just off rip. Just for the simplest thing, you could. They just. Okay, my window's too dark. So why we got to do all of this extra? Why you got to talk to me? Why your tone even like this with me? Why we even just off rip? Just they whole demeanor. Their whole demeanor just be off when it comes to black men. Like
it's just they're given that power, and they abuse the power.
White privilege. White privilege.
I got a it's a police officer that lives across the street from me. When I moved to my house, he would park his truck right in front of my house, like every day, like right in front of my mailbox. So if I open my window, his truck is right there. I'm like, what is this? So one night he pulled up. I was like, excuse me. I was like, you like an asshole or something? And he was like, what did you say to me? I was like, you're off the clock. You know, I live here. Like, why do you have to park like right here? Like, but since then, it's like I still don't talk to him. But it's like, you know, you get looked upon if you dress nice. They're mad because you dress nice. They look at you
mad at you
when
no
you
matter
got
what.
some sweatpants on. You know, if you got some dirty shit, they looking at you like they scared. They scared because they think you might be violent, or they scared because you got money and know something. So either way, they want to take you out. You know, so
either way, no matter what. Like no matter what, I don't. No matter what.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, jump in. Yeah, jump in if you want to. How does it, you know, seeing what you're seeing on TV?
Yes.
The abuse, the violence. How does that make you feel? What action does it make you want to take? I'll throw that question at Norman.
You know, because I'm a little bit older than most everybody on the phone, I've been so desensitized to how they treat us, and it's actually a sad indictment of what has happened to me over my close to 60 years of life. When they killed Floyd, when they killed our people of color, I cringe, and something inside of me, you know, I try to remain spiritual, but there's a hatred that just kind of gets rekindled every time this happens. So when I go, because I work around all white people all day long, and when I have to look in their faces and know that they are just placating me, and basically just, I feel like they really don't genuinely care for me. It's hard to do that day in and day out for 30, 35 years And I realized that I just have to have a lot of self-love and realize that no matter what they call me, it's what I call myself. And, I really have gotten involved with some brothers who's really trying to do some real positive things as far as Black people are concerned and about who we are as a people. Because I realize that the hatred that the people who don't look like us have towards us is because they want to be us, and they can't really arrive to the levels of greatness that we as a people have risen to despite being kept down. Just a case in point, I just have to do this for y'all real quick because I got to go to a session. But we've done this thing that just got picked up by Netflix, and I'm in a documentary, and I basically give this message. I say, we were kidnapped, snatched from our homes, shipped off to a land far from our own. We were beaten and whipped and chained like chattel, forced to work fields like oxen and cattle. Our tormentors claimed we were savage beasts, subhuman creatures, the least of the least. But we still fought back. We defied the lies. We survived and thrived. We raised ourselves higher. We attained our freedom. But when it arrived, we still had to struggle just to stay alive without any of the wealth we created for others, but we still stuck together like sisters and brothers. We broke down barriers, we changed the laws, we fought for our rights, and we won the cause. We educated doctors, lawyers, and leaders, artists and athletes, scholars and teachers, pilots and preachers. But reality, it ain't that good. Too much pain and suffering in our neighborhoods. Half of our people are still enslaved. They're not free. They strapped and trapped by the chains of poverty. Millions of our people are waterboarded by despair, barely surviving, abandoned and scared. We just want a chance at some type of life, free from the prisons, the pain, the strife. But now it's time to work for full emancipation. Try to live up to the promise of this nation, to uplift us all. That's why we're here, to honor the freedoms that we hold so dear. Check it out. There's no such thing as one way to be Black, but the number one way is by giving back to our brothers and sisters who've been left behind and transcending a self-centered state of mind. We standing on the shoulders of our ancestors' pain, and we got to be sure they didn't suffer in vain. I'm going to do what I can to proudly succeed them. So starting today, I'm doing more with my freedom. Check it out. That's what I'm saying tonight.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I love y'all.
Happy
I gotta go. Thank you.
All right.
I love y'all. I love you, and thank you for the privilege of me meeting you guys. Be safe,
Right,
be strong.
Thank you
and
so
be Black.
much.
Be Black and be proud.
I'll meet you at the
All right,
studio.
Hi, baby. Thank you.
That was awesome, Niqua. Thank you so much for having your cousin join us. God, he blessed us in so many ways.
He did. He's
That
such
was awesome.
Yes, he is. We love him. We love him. That's Desiree's godfather, by the way.
That was good. That was spot on. I can't wait. Whatever he's doing with Netflix with that, I want to definitely make sure we check that out.
Yes.
That was awesome. All right. So Tommy, I know that you have taken to the streets and protests. Can you share your experience and just did you feel that it was impactful? Did it help spark a change?
I think so. I think like it all goes back to music when because when you're an artist, you think of as one of the cool cats, So when people when you're accepted, when your music is accepted by the community and people look at you as like one of the cool cats, that's when you use your voice again. And I mean, I think Madison throwing cereal on the floor, but you're a father, you hear stuff. I was like, but just going there, like we protested in Virginia with one of my guys now. I mean, he's always done, and I respect him. His name's Noah O, dope artist. Shout out to Noah O, the Trilipino. He's Filipino, Trilipino, But when I moved down here, I went to the Trayvon Martin protest. Me and Sabrina, my wife, in Sanford, and I was out there listening to people talk, and something was like, just grab the mic, start talking. So I grabbed the mic, started talking, and like the little groups form around, and like it was on the news. We were on the news and stuff. So I mean, that was cool. Even bigger than protesting was like jumping in to help President Obama get in office. That was pretty dope for me. A lot of people asked me why I wanted to do that. Like, I just, at the time, it wasn't the cool thing to do, for us, because we were running around doing whatever. But I made time to go in and make some phone calls, to meet some of the administrators, and that night when he was elected, I was one of the first people on Broad Street in Richmond, Virginia, driving up and down the street, blowing my horn, and I parked in the middle of the street, and then I looked down, and all the VCU kids come out, and we grabbing flags and marching. It was dope. Like, I was like, man, like, so at that point, I kind of wanted to get into like being like somebody in Congress or something, because I think it's cool, but again, I don't know how to get in there. But if I put my mind to it, I could definitely get in there. Like, I'll figure it out. But yeah, protesting and speaking up for people, like, it's cool. Like, you meet so many different people. You'll be surprised how many people of other color will appreciate you for even coming. Like right now, with all the protests and stuff going on, if all these people come out and vote and get the guy out of office, it'll be a landslide. But if they don't show up, then the same thing's gonna continue to happen. So I hope during this time they see the power in people. Right. And that's what it is. It's always about power in people. We can police ourselves if we all want to, but it takes a group effort. I'm with everything, as long as we can get some kind of order with it, and it's fair. So I always speak up for that. I always speaked up for the person who got teased in school, and just appreciated people like that. Those are some of my closest friends now. But it's bigger than what people think. Like, it means a lot to people who you don't know who are even watching. So
right.
So just step up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nook, what's your opinion there? I know in our Black and brown community, we tend to say, "Oh, my vote's not going to count." You got a lot of dudes that's that's just whack. I'm not going to vote.
I just figured out that I can vote. I didn't know I can vote for the past 20 years. I didn't know that I could vote.
So let's talk about that.
And I got my voter's registration card, so I'm gonna vote this year.
Yes. So they, the system tries to put you in these categories, or they try to put you in these boxes and make you think that it's not even a possibility. Right. And I know for a fact Terry has accomplished, major things just filling out the application.
It was things that I didn't think I was gonna be able to never get a passport. I didn't think I was gonna ever be able to vote, and I got both of them. And I never knew that I could get it. I could have been at it years ago, but I never knew that I could get it.
Because that's how they do. They scare you away.
That's why they want to make. Yeah, man, they try to make us feel like. I'll tell you like this: if voting didn't matter, them white folks wouldn't be up there singing "Back That Ass Up" with Juvenile.
And they wouldn't be trying to take our vote.
They wouldn't be doing all of this.
Yeah, they wouldn't be trying to take our rights.
They wouldn't even be doing all of the stuff that they do to get our vote or to discourage us from voting. They wouldn't work that hard to get the vote. This is how you got to look at it. They'll work hard to get our vote, and then the other side will work hard to make us feel like voting don't count.
Right.
So right there alone tells you, like,
it's important.
Yeah, man, it counts. Yeah, because the only thing that you can get, man, the only thing you can get out of these people, the only thing that they understand is stuff on paper. That's why they got all these laws. They only understand paperwork. If you got it in a contract or you got it on paper, a law, that's all they gonna acknowledge.
Right.
And they don't care how it goes because it was written. And it was written to keep our black ass away.
Exactly.
So once we get some of that paperwork changed, that's the only thing that they gonna respect. Because they got to, because they wrote it. It's on paper. It's record.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, but we need people that look like us. We need people that look like us in that position to change that paper. And the only way we vote is if we vote us in. We got to get That's why they keep controlling, and that's why they're trying to take our voters right away, so we can't vote our people in. You know what I'm saying? That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to hold us back. They've been doing it since we were
forever.
Before we were born. Before we were born.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, we done tried everything
except
voting our people in.
Exactly.
We've tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
Except everyone saying, hey, like, I don't know why we get so righteous when it ain't the time to be righteous.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I voted for him because he black. I voted for her because she black. Yeah, that's what I did. If they screw me over, they just do, and I'm gonna still vote for the next one who's black. So what? That's what I do. That's what they do.
They do it. That's how Trump got in office. They do it all the time.
Because you know what? You know why? They understand. White folks cannot like each other at all, but they will unify to keep their foot on our neck.
Yes, they will.
Definitely.
Because they get it.
Yeah.
You know what we do? You know what we be end up doing? We let people get involved. We let people tell us. We let people throw us off Black Lives Matter. We let people throw us off of everything what black people be doing. We let them throw us off. We let them go to make us talk within family. This wartime, we ain't supposed to be beef battling each other. If this wartime, if y'all might be wrong, but we gonna be wrong together. But in private, we gonna talk about it.
Exactly.
That wrong. We don't let the people see disruption inside of the camp. And that's what we do. And we always let them throw us off, man. We always let them throw us off. We won't even. I seen my boy put on Facebook, and my boy just be talking so much junk every day. He was like, man, you can't even get black people to agree that Beyonce birthday pretty. And it made so much sense. Like, we won't even all say the lady pretty.
Right.
So, like, it's that. It sounds crazy, but that's really the man. Like, hey, she pretty. We running with her. We want her to win.
Right.
Next.
Right.
I thought you said that we can't agree that she's pregnant, and you must have got cut off. But we fight over that too. Is she pregnant?
Yeah.
Is she not? Did she pretend? Did she get it? You know, it's like, come on. The littlest craziest stuff.
It's so, and it's like, it's just that's listen, if we finally if we don't see right now what unity do, I'm gonna tell you something. We also got to understand, we do need allies. We do need white allies. These people don't want this. It's really chess, not checkers. And we better start playing chess, because at the end of the day, you know why people wasn't getting shot with real bullets? Because it was so many other white people and everything. Imagine if it was just our black asses out there running around. You know how many real bullets would have snuck through? But being that those allies were out there too, this is my opinion. Like, I feel like the rioting, the looting, the peaceful protesting, I feel like all of that was needed. Everything. We needed every piece of it. We needed every piece of it. All of it. We needed to show you that we can be civilized, we can act stupid. You need to know that we are willing to do everything until you give us what we want.
Exactly.
And then we fight for equality. At the end of the day, these white folks ain't fighting for equality. They fighting to keep winning. We need to fight to win. We just asking you to treat us regular. Nah, we beyond regular.
I like that.
Yes.
We beyond regular.
Yeah.
We want to win.
Yeah.
We want to win. Because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna if we win, and we ain't gonna treat y'all like y'all treated us. That's not how we was made. That's not how we built. We ain't gonna do y'all
exactly.
Like we ain't animals. We ain't doing that to y'all.
Right.
Like
even with the I mean, how do y'all feel about hearing about, I hate to take it there, but the hangings in the trees? I'm just like,
that's not normal.
Where did that come from?
That's not normal. And, no, we're not. Black people just not hanging themselves randomly from trees. Come on, people.
Yeah, and it's too many cameras out here. Like, it was one by Walmart, and they saying nobody saw nothing.
Come
There's
on
many
now.
cameras at Walmart. It's just the silent enemy. They're letting they see what can happen, and they're scared, and they're like, well, if we do this, they're gonna back off. Now it's gonna make us fight, and it'll end up being a civil war, so to speak. But the times that we're living in now, the time now is history. Like, we're living in a moment that will be remembered forever. So everything that everyone must do counts, So I mean, we need to raise our voices a little bit louder. We need to hit a little bit harder, and make it happen, because memories and moments, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You know what else we need to do? If we can do it, you know what else we really need to do? If we can do it, you need to go get your gun license, buy guns, buy bullets, get trained.
Yeah.
That's
so
what
just
we
to kind
need
of,
to do.
there has been an enormous increase on gun ownership, because anybody could own a gun if you have your paperwork lined up. But it's a month to a month and a half wait just to get your carry concealed. So a lot of people are making that move right now, and they're firearms. I don't know if you saw that we had a chat on self-defense and learning how to shoot guns. We had 2 people on talking, and we're going to do a trip next year. But it's just so important to learn how to be able to defend yourself physically and to have your papers lined up straight if you're going to, own a firearm and know how to use it.
Right.
But also good to know how many black gun shop owners are there. Like, if we support, we might as well support with black gun shop owners, and do it that way.
Now that's true. That's true.
But until you find one, you find one,
you gotta get yourself.
Go to the white folks place let's get these weapons, and then we'll find it. But
share a story about the gun shop, the gun shop that we liked. And
well, that I mean, you talking about the first one we went to?
Yeah, and then what happened with the owner?
First time we went there, it was my son's birthday. We went there. He wanted to go shoot guns. So, we met this nice guy. Everything was fine. He was telling Tori about how you can come in and get your concealed license, and everything was fine. So we go back the second time, and there's this other guy. We go back to buy a gun. Tori wanted to buy a gun. So we go back to buy a gun, and we telling the guy about the gun, and his answers is real short and quick. So she know if she talking to somebody and I turn away, I don't like this person. I don't want to talk to this person no more. So
she already know.
I'm telling her basically he on something. So let's go to another gun store. We left and went to another gun store, and I was like, I don't ever want to come back here. And ever since then, we found out that the owner of that store was racist.
Yeah, he accidentally posted to the business page, y'all,
instead of his personal
page. Wow. And I did go back. I went back and took my concealed carry class there. And when we saw that, that all transpired on Facebook, I said, "Dang, we're gonna have to find somewhere else to go. We can't, we gotta put our money where it's gonna be appreciated." It was crazy. But you're right. If you can't find a black gun owner, you still need to go ahead and try to cop a gun. Not everybody that racist, but that was
go ahead and cop it, and we'll figure that out later. But you got to get the weapon.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I went to the gun store like a month ago to get some ammo. Line wrapped around the corner. Redneck City.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. I have see the guy who got us licensed. He a black guy. We got a black trainer and everything. And he said, "Don't go in the store." He sent me a website. I got so much ammo sitting in here on the kitchen right now, on the kitchen table right now. They deliver it right to your door.
Hey, Nook, send that website.
Send that to us.
Yeah, send that website.
What? Let me.
Ammo.
What it was?
For the ammo.
For the ammo.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Okay, it's in my What I need to do? Go to my text message. I can't just leave, can I? Oh, y'all say send it
Look
later.
at
Oh,
it.
let
Don't,
me
just,
tell y'all
when we
now.
get off, y'all
Okay.
send it. Look,
I
I sent everything to his wife to make sure he was squared away. Just tell Kim when we get off, send
Kim
it
will
back.
do it. She listening right now. She in here monitoring me.
She's making sure you squared away for the night. You know, your best
So they already talked about. They already had a show about gun. I say I know, but I'm talking.
Yes.
She monitoring me right now, so she making sure I'm on point. She called me earlier today. Told me something. Did you read your questions?
Oh man, thank you so much, Devin. He put it in the comments for us. So we have one link, and then you guys share a link with us too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get
Oh
on
gosh. I'm just kind of looking through the questions to see if there's anything else that we can touch on. So we talked about, times when we were down and when we were, down and out, going through, trying to build ourselves up. Share some of your successes with us, whether it's, we know the family is the foundation and the core. We understand the memories and the moments and love, but let's talk about some of the things that you guys have, goals that you've met, whether it be owning a house, just share some of that with us, some inspiration. Want to start with Tommy? Let's go with Tommy.
Well, I call them small wins until it's a championship, But like again, like being just an independent artist with nobody helping you, I've been able to do shows open with Rakim, Lord Finesse, Cameron, Redman, Tech, Smith and Wesson. I built so many so many relationships with people that I looked up to, those are little personal accomplishments for me. Jumping into the fashion industry when we had limited edition, being able to be young Black guys taking plane trips to Vegas 2 or 3 times a year to go have meetings with these brands, and they look at us like we ain't supposed to be there, but we are the culture. We were one of the first stores to have a website as well, so they weren't too privy to us having a website, like being able to sell their merchandise online as well as in the store. But everything we had, we paid for. We didn't owe anybody anything. It was nice. I would tie in my Def Jam and Universal Connects, Bear One and YZO. They would bring like Melanie Fiona to come in and do autograph signings, Trey songs to the store. And just again being what 20, 25 years old with keys to a store and an apartment downtown, car, doing music, doing everything you love. Like it was good, but I felt like I was on top of the world, but there was so much more to learn. And then just again, like always raising the bar or doing the best that I can. That's it. I talk to cats kind of hard sometimes because I know what can be done. If you take the fear out of what you want to do, like all you have to do is pretty much do it. Another thing we did was the SoulCon sneaker conventions. We were just a couple kids that liked sneakers and ended up being able to put some money together to rent out a building for a day. And our first show, we had people camped out like all the way down the block. So, I mean, everything we did, like I motivate anybody. If I wanted to sell some curtains, like I'll be the best curtain seller on the planet. Like anything I want to do, I'll take it there because I really dig deep, and I think that's what people of color like. We need more inspiration, more motivation, and people to lead us down the right path instead of always using us for a second, just so they could get hired. Because so many people won't let you get ahead of them, right? And in the long run, you're gonna pass them, and they're they're gonna be like, man, like I should have helped the kid out, or or vice versa. You know, I get the rambling because I could talk about so many different things, but yeah, definitely just do whatever you can put your mind to. Like again, it doesn't take a lot to start a business up. Like all you gotta do is get a t-shirt printed up. You can start an Instagram page and just post, and people will come. You know, as long as it's hot and you promote it and present it the right way. You can record a song in your bath towel. You know, your towel. In the privacy of your own home and upload it in 20 minutes and it reaches the world. You know, like you could design a quick cover and reach so many people. Like it's no excuse to not do what you want to do. Like you could do anything. It's so tangible.
Thank you for sharing that. And I just want to kind of mention when you said that that you could pass people. They don't want you to pass them. You know what I'm saying? So they won't share certain things with you, but you end up passing them anyway.
Right.
And that's such a powerful statement because I know if I was younger, I would probably think financially or with the dollar bill, you know what I'm saying? But you pass them mentally, you pass them spiritually. You know, it's so many different ways that you grow beyond measure when people try to hold you down and hold you back. When you're oppressed, when you're put down, when people don't want to give you a chance and you're able to find a way and still bang it out, you develop a very powerful tool belt and you become very, very big in many, many different ways. So thank you for sharing that.
And again, another quick with you, one more thing. When people
Go ahead, drop them.
When people tell you no, that's not the end of the world. That's when it's just beginning.
Yeah.
So that's your negotiation stage right there. So don't get discouraged with the no. That's when you figure out how to get them to say yes. So
yes.
Yep. Most definitely.
That was a good point to make because when I was younger, no meant no. That was the end. Ain't no more. It took me a while to catch on to the learning how to negotiate. But were you gonna say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, we lost. Yeah, learning how to negotiate, definitely gets you to that next level with people. Sometimes you're able to convince them. Sometimes you just need to speak up a little louder, show them something, show them a little more, and you can definitely take it to the next level. So,
or sometimes
no does not always mean no.
Sometimes throw them off and ask them why.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nobody tell you no, so you throw them off and makes them think, so that the next time they're like, you know what, it makes them think. Because sometimes they just can't know just to say it, to be honest.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one too. Gosh, you guys. This has been a good chat.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. We lost Doug. He'll probably be coming back, but how y'all feeling? Y'all having a good night?
Yeah, pretty good. I know one little thing I wanted to tap on when y'all were asking how you felt when you see, the videos and stuff on the internet. It's weird. I don't know if it's just me or if I be tapped into something, but I feel like I can close my eyes and I can see the last moments of what was going on. Like when somebody gets shot or choked out, and I take it like super personal. And sometimes bring the shit, she'll be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'll be quiet because I really sit and think about it, and I feel so much anger. I feel so much anger because it's senseless. So
yeah.
So I look at stuff like that, and it's certain people that just it just ain't right.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. They should be alive to this day. And just it's senseless. Like we were saying before, you shouldn't. If it's a minor traffic, if it's not even minor, if they pull you over and you can give me a ticket. Let me fight it in court. There's no reason why I shouldn't make it home over a speeding ticket. There should be no reason why I shouldn't make it home because my tail light might be out. Okay, give me my ticket. Tail light out. I'll go get it fixed tomorrow. Go to court. Hey, boom. So you're not even giving these people a chance to even defend themselves. It's just that is just mine. It makes me angry because they're not. No one's there to protect them.
It's
that's like
actually
Mr.
good to hear you say that, because a lot of people are desensitized. That's what we're fighting right now. We don't want to experience so much of this over and over and over again that it's almost like, okay, next.
Right.
Or, I know this is going to be over in 3 days. I'm crying today, it's over tomorrow, whatever. It's you still are feeling it, so you still you're gonna make impact. You're gonna be able to be one of those people that can create change. So stick with it. I'm excited to find out how we can become Congress people. Like, we're gonna put the steps into social media this week. Like, what do you need to do?
I feel about, like you said, desensitized.
Yeah,
I can battle with desensitizing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I want to, I feel like I want to do something about it, but I want to do something about it now to stop it. I don't want to wait down the long run. You know what I'm saying? To see what can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things are happening, and it's like, it can be fixed. And it's like, all people got to do is talk. But, it's just crazy because, like I said, I don't get deep into it because I feel like in the long run, it's going to change a lot of things. So, people got to wait on the change. And I don't, sometimes I feel like I don't want to wait on the change. I want it to happen now. The change should happen now because it's been going on for so long.
Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah, that's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I think that's when we can take it internally and just start having conversations with the people that's closest to us. Just start touching, just start touching. Like Devin said earlier, when he put his set out there, and him just being a little bit more vocal instead of being silent on the issues, he's losing, business relationships, friends, maybe even family members. But we have got to start just making these small steps. Because
but sometimes you got to cut the fat off, because why would I want somebody supporting me that really doesn't support me fully?
Exactly.
So
True.
if people leave, they leave for a reason.
True.
Like,
so you're able to weed them out.
Yeah, you weed them out, and then like the movie, the 300. I always tell people, you got 300 soldiers fighting against the world, and you can look at that as black people fighting all different people, but we strong. It might not take a lot of us, but we can win. It's just a strategy. You're always the underdog, that's a year-long conversation you can sit here and have, about so many angles, because it's like with the music industry, even being a new father, like, and I listen to some of my old songs, I'm like, man, I was saying some crazy stuff, and I'll be playing on the radio. I'll be like, man, why they letting this play on the radio? But they allow what they want to be played on the radio, because there was a moment in time when this stuff that's on at like 1 PM only was played like after midnight. So they keep us programmed. That's why they're the program director. They program what 5 songs they want in rotation all day, every day. When there's so much music out that has meaning and stuff like that could uplift. And same with the movies and the TV shows. I just feel like you got the Real Housewives of wherever, but most of them ain't even married,
Right.
and all they do is fight. So they show black women dressed up, beautiful, but they show them in the pettiest form. Like, show them making some businesses. Show them like how you guys are starting from the ground up and becoming successful. Don't have them sitting at a table drinking, fighting over some stuff that doesn't even make sense, because the young daughters and young women see that, and that's what they mimic. So again, they program us to be a certain way.
Yep.
Right. And that's why we have a appreciation for even this platform, YouTube, TikTok, even Facebook. They are trying to crack down, and what do you call it? Like, what's the word I'm thinking of? They're trying to be manipulative of censoring the information, but we still are able to be free and have these conversations. And that's, that's one thing. That's what mamas do. That's my baby, y'all. That's what Mommas With Commas, that's one of our missions and one of our purposes is to be positive, be inspirational, be a motivation, show all of these different Black, brown, white, Latina, Latinx people doing major things in their communities, in the business world, in their families. And to believe it or not, y'all, when we're promoting the show, it's not, we're definitely, we have a reach and we've been surprised by the reach that we have, but people will prefer to see fighting.
Yes.
They prefer to see twerking.
Yeah.
They prefer to see bathing suits, but we're determined to make a way for this type of platform and to encourage this type of platform, changing the narrative.
Yes.
So it's sexy
it's
being
a
a
lane.
business lady. It's sexy having a good conversation, Yeah.
It's a lane for it though. Like, just like it's a lot of people that want to see fighting and twerking. It's a lot of people that want to see this.
Yeah.
It's a lane. It's so many people in the world. It's a lane for it.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah, it is. It's just, some people, man, what I really know that some people gonna be who they are.
Yep. And you can't do nothing about it.
And you gotta focus on getting those people, those like-minded people.
Like-minded people.
Laws of attraction.
It's enough. It's enough of us. It's enough of us like-minded people. We can get a few of those people who on the same page. Mm-hmm. It's enough. It's enough.
Thank you. That itself is awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. This was awesome.
Like-minded. Kiva
like-minded people.
My mom tossed it up. Yeah. Yo, when I learned that word, I was like, this is life-changing for me. Because I can't remember who mentioned it, but we were in this chat. We were like, we get distracted, or people will get you distracted or get you off beat or off cue, and even something as small as trying to start a business and thinking, oh, I don't have a demographic. Wrong. Right. You do. Just find those like-minded people. Keep pushing, keep putting it out there, and you can get whatever message that you're supposed to get put across, and that's a blessing. So.
Yep.
Yes.
We tend to focus on the hate.
Yeah.
The love.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know what? But like Thomas was saying about the programming, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They doing this programming because me and Kim was telling me a month or so ago. She was like, the reason why, if you pay attention to it, even the music we listen to, like you said some crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, we still had a balance though growing up.
Yeah.
NWA would say fuck the police, but it was a reason they were saying it.
Exactly.
Like, we had balance. It may have been some craziness, but it was a balance. These same artists had a balance of what they was going to teach you something still. See, now the problem is, the reason why they programming all of this stuff now, because this generation has the power to overturn stuff. They smart.
Yeah.
This is a really smart generation.
They don't take too much shit.
And they don't. It's smart to feel.
They real radical and smart. So why you think they want to push? When we was coming up, our music, we was selling the drugs. They pushing doing the drugs.
Exactly.
Being on the drugs.
Yeah,
right.
That's
on
crazy.
The drugs. Be on drugs is cool.
No.
We looked at you crazy if you was on drugs. What you on drugs?
Let me ask y'all this. Have you guys heard these kids referring to themselves as demons? And how do y'all feel about that? Have you heard this?
It's a new slang that they're using.
I'm on my demon time. I'm a demon.
Time. Instead of, someone explains it to me, well, you guys used to say the freaks come at night. And I'm like, well, I think people would rather be called that than demons, but I don't know. Maybe, this is something that I may be taking personal. Other people don't mind calling themselves demons, or it's just a saying. But to me, I don't want to be referenced to demon time. That just, to me, is not,
That's just one of them things, though,
that's just one of them things. Some of this stuff, man, what we gotta understand, us as being we older, and it ain't our. It's one of them things where people didn't understand what certain slangs that we had. That's one of those things some stuff we just not gonna get.
Yeah,
we just ain't gonna get it. Like some stuff it's so much you gotta really come to realization. Some stuff you just not gonna get it. The same way our parents and grandparents really just did not get it. They looked at us like, what are you doing? I don't get it. And we just not gonna get some things. Like, I don't know no other way to put it. Some stuff we just not gonna understand. Like, I don't understand why my kids look at other kids play on YouTube. I don't get it. I don't get it.
You got this whole room of toys, and you prefer to sit here and watch Steven play with his
get it. But it's just some things we just not gonna get.
Right.
But what we can do, what we gotta realize is, I'm gonna go back on what Thomas was saying, man, about that programming. They programming this generation because they smarter, they more radical, and they can change shit. So they need their mind full of foolishness to not even think about it.
That's right.
I ain't never seen people do drugs this much in my life. Do drugs. It used to be the little dare little lion telling you say no to drugs. We used to say no to drugs.
Right.
Crack was really whack. What's wrong with you?
Dare.
This is crazy.
Dare was there? No, Dare was a lion. No, Dare was a lion. My Dare in Florida was a lion, and our dog
McGruff.
We
had
McGruff. McGruff was the crime dog.
Yeah.
They don't have none of these things these days. They don't have none of
ain't nobody telling you not to do crime and not to do drugs no more.
No.
Not.
They not doing it.
No.
Yeah.
They telling you to eat pills.
Yeah.
And then they're like, why did they do this? Then they be like, why did they do this? But it ain't no black program directors. You don't never see a program director. You know, it's like the Oz, you know, the little small person that you never see that just controls everything.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about during coronavirus, when that first kicked off, and then you go on Netflix and all those Corona movies, like all those COVID movies just popped out of nowhere. I mean, it's kind of along the same line. Program director.
We ain't have a dog.
It's like they initiate whatever's going on to make you feel and think whatever kind of a way.
Yeah, they want to incite fear. They want you to be scared so they can control you from your fears.
Right. Yeah.
So pay attention.
That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like, hey man, Corona. It's fact that all of these people ignoring that it's been doctors. It's even been politicians. It was a Republican senator, a doctor, who came out and said, he told the people, hey, they told us to just put COVID-19 on this person's paperwork.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
It's clear that this thing ain't strong as they saying. But it's real. I'm not saying it's not real, and I don't respect it. But at the end of it, it's not what they saying it is. And I don't know. That's a whole nother segment. That's a whole nother show right there.
It is. That's a whole other show.
We can go into a 2-hour rabbit hole how I feel about this Corona.
Yeah. Definitely. Did you want to ask anything else, Nika? Did you want to?
No, I think we pretty much covered. We had good conversation. We covered a lot of the questions that we had. I guess the last question, just to take it on out, is, you know, what takeaway would you guys have? Like, what would you tell, takeaway as far as being, a Black man in this crazy world? You got families now that you're protecting. Like, what's one good takeaway from this convo that we had today? No,
that's a Black man.
Yes.
What did you say? I missed it.
Get you some ammo and get you some guns.
Okay, there we go. Take
As
you
a black man,
Yeah.
as a black man,
Mm-hmm.
pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Get you some ammo, get you some guns, and make moments and memories.
There you go.
Because
Moments and memories. Moments and memories.
because it's bad. Okay, let me say this right quick. When you asked Terry a question that I'm glad you didn't make me answer, because we started talking about something else, but you was like, how does it feel like, to be free, like the free
What makes you feel free? We never answered that question, by the way.
You see how he could not answer it? You know why he really couldn't answer it? Because we don't feel free.
Yeah.
Right.
We're celebrating a holiday today that celebrates freedom, and we have to break it down and say free-ish, because we need y'all to understand.
We like, hey, free-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. And I was looking at Terry, I was like, oh man. I really don't feel free. I don't know what to tell you right now.
Gosh, guys.
Because how do you feel free when you see what's going on?
Yeah, we're not really free. Yeah, I think we have one person that commented, looking at our comments, that says that's because we aren't free. It's an illusion. That's what Talicia's put down there. We aren't free.
And it's for real. Like I was like, boy, I'm glad I ain't got to answer that question. We started talking about something else. I was like, cause I don't know what to say right here.
I tried. It's rough. I was on Instagram, and it was two black guys talking they was on a live, and they lived in, I forgot which countries they lived in, but they were discussing just how they felt when they left America. And went to those countries to live instead, and the freedom that they felt once they arrived. They were treated completely different. And I was just, I was like, man, that's deep. You know, I mean, is that something that we're really looking at maybe doing in the future, leaving the country? I mean, are we ever going to be able to obtain really freedom here? Wow, I don't know.
Me neither.
I'm going to throw that question out there yet again. Tommy, what do you think? What's your feedback there?
I don't know what the guys, but I mean, we've come a long way, but it's like I hate even saying that. You know, we've come a long way, but yet so far to go. You know, it's wet. But,
yeah, it's just such the same old story.
Yeah, because again, like we can come to work, we can dress the part, we can perform the part, we can exceed the part, but we're always looked down upon or not paid, like, you know, people who just have the role, like okay, yeah, my friend, his dad just gave him the store, but he really wasn't involved in the store, but he owns it. Like, but I really wanted to own the store, but how does he get the opportunity to run? You know, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just on a day-to-day basis, just looked at like black people are lazy and don't work. Like, there's black people out here that work. Like it's
we tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's different categories of people that, I mean, it's different races that have the same exact categories. Like, it's lazy white people, like it's lazy Asian people, but you know, we just get drafted as a whole as we're lazy and don't work, and you know, and that's wrong, you know. So,
Listen,
but I love
being
Black
Daddy America.
Yeah,
I love being
America.
black.
Trick Daddy.
I guess I love being black. I love the hardships that come with it, because I'm able to prove everybody wrong. So those be the small wins, you know. And as long as I can come home to my little beautiful family, like we talked about earlier, that's all that matters. And keeping it going.
Yes.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Walk strong. And another thing at work, like, don't let people talk to you how they think they can, because that's just a title while they at work. When they clock out, They just like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to have a little line of respect, but you don't have to get mistreated, or spoken badly at work. Because if he seen me, I go against the best of them. It don't matter.
Thank y'all so much for joining us.
Yes.
You guys mean so much to us. And hey, Maddie Boo, how you doing, sweet girl?
Hey, everybody.
How are you? We just finished our show. We're so happy to have you on here.
Thank you.
Look, she just looking. She just looking at us.
Yeah. So it's Father's Day weekend, so you got to treat Daddy special this weekend, okay? Y'all have a good Father's Day weekend, okay?
And I go come to your house tomorrow.
To my house tomorrow. I'll be waiting for you.
Because I go to school.
Huh?
There we go. She'll talk all day. Let me cut her off.
I was gonna let her talk.
I go to school.
You can go to school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow Saturday.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow Saturday.
I don't know the days either. Don't
I
worry.
will dance you tomorrow.
Yeah, you want to see Auntie Toy tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'll try to make it happen.
Yeah.
I will be waiting for you, okay? I'll be waiting to see you tomorrow.
And everybody in the comments said Happy Father's Day, guys. They said Happy Father's Day. Have a beautiful weekend. You guys be blessed.
You're loved and you're needed, and we appreciate everything that you do for us each and every day. You guys have a great night.
Yes.
And let's start planning that anniversary party for us, please.
Yes. I'm coming to that.
Don't worry.
That event.
I know. I think we gonna see you soon, ain't we?
Yeah. Y'all will see
for your birthday. We gonna be there for your birthday.
Yes. Yes. It will be televised. You guys got to come up here. We are gonna do.
We'll be there.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. So much fun. So I'm excited. And maybe you can help us out with some business tips during that weekend. Give our people some business tips. We can get on that tonight. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
Happy
it.
Father's Day, you guys.
Thank
y'all.
Appreciate it.
Y'all have a beautiful night. And we'll talk to everybody soon. We love y'all.
All right, love y'all.
Nice meeting you. Look.
Hey. Well, they gone.
You still there? What's up?
The guy's gone, baby. Kim
The guys
happy
are
Father's
gone.
Day to y'all. Kim say happy Father's Day.
Okay, we'll do. Bye.
All right, yo.
Oh man. Every time I get off our chat, it's so inspiring. It's so good. Every single time.
I hope you guys enjoyed everything. It was we definitely wanted to celebrate our father, celebrate the fathers and kind of have them talk about, current events, what's going on and just, what's going on with them, because I feel it's important that we support our men and, have open forum where they can communicate and let things out as well, because,
right.
So,
and it was good to hear it's all of them, they communicate, whether it's to their wife or their, my man was on there. We have a lot of conversations about, different things. And I know my brother talks, even to Terry. So, it was just special to see, to witness. And the very beginning was I just don't want to forget how we started the show off. It was so powerful.
Right.
With the music set, we all are music heads and we all love music. So it was just cool to set the tone with that KillerMike mix in the very beginning. So
I know music for me is therapeutic. It basically raised me also, it's everything. So I really enjoyed that piece of it in the beginning, kind of opened it up.
And then your cousin with his prayer and then his lyricism. Oh man, this show has been amazing. I can't wait to chop it up and and put it on social. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
So we gonna wrap it up. We're wrapping up Juneteenth. We got about an hour and a half left in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna kick off the Father's Day weekend.
I hope
So
everybody, enjoys this time with your family. Some of the takeaways just to go, I think we need to build that foundation at home. Make sure that we are continuing to educate our children about our history, our culture. We have to know who we are. I'm not saying we don't, but we need to continue to encourage to know who we are at home, so that we are able to sustain in this society. And we need to support each other, man. This is a good way. We're supporting each other, uplifting, being that village. Don't tear each other down. Just like I like one thing Nook said that my family's always said, even though you may be wrong, together we're going to show united front. And we'll talk about that behind closed doors at home. Everybody does not need to know. But when you show that front, don't allow certain things to get in between us where we're selling each other out. We're breaking up generations. Just think about how they broke us up back in the day and was selling families to different plantations. We don't need that. That's how they hold us back. Like, I think we need to really look at things to see why they are happening and why they're doing that to us, because they know our strength and they know the power we have. So just read between the lines. And I'm gonna end it on this. What Nook said: go get your concealed weapons license. Georgia,
definitely.
all my people in Georgia, y'all don't have no excuse, because all you got to do is fill out paperwork and get your conceals. Okay,
That's it.
I would recommend the class, so get comfortable, but there's no excuse. We gotta protect our communities and each other.
Definitely. And, just to piggyback on that, we are just collecting your name, your email, your interest in joining us next year, 2021. We're going to go to Atlanta, Georgia, to Divas in Defense for a self-defense weekend. And Miss Rhonda from Girls on Fire, she owns a firearm training out of North Carolina. She'll be joining us, and she's amazing. You'll be able to ask her questions and maybe even plan a trip to train under her. So we're on to it, and we're just trying to pass that information on to you guys. The link just to get your information over to us, and as that trip develops, the plans and whatnot, we will be in touch with you. But that link is in our link tree on our Instagram on JourneyRight. We have big news. Let's talk about our week. So I'll go ahead and kick it off with our logo. We had some artwork done by a really cool Black female. Her name is Crystal. She hooked us up with a beautiful, gorgeous logo. So you guys will see us using that logo in various different ways. We actually started our Mommas With Commas Instagram page. So we definitely want to ask you guys just to go follow that page. We'll keep you updated there, as well as JourneyRight. And then we have the Facebook page, and then we got some cool merch coming out. So if you're feeling the vibes and you want a Mommas With Commas mug or a tee, we'll have all that rolling out for you guys too. So we're super excited, just trying to keep them vibes high, them positive vibes going, and keeping everybody motivated. So this has just been amazing.
Yes,
thank y'all so much for supporting us and for chiming in and just hanging in there with us. We have a show that we're going to do next Friday. It is called Vote.
Yes.
So we're going to have we're going to have some community leaders on with us next Friday and maybe we'll find somebody that can talk to us about how to actually get into Congress, and you know what I'm saying, what steps it takes to be a community leader. So we'll do what we can to get that information together, packaged for us, for our community, for our family. And on that note, I guess we out of here, girl.
We out of here. I want to thank everybody for joining us today and supporting us. Like Toya says, we really appreciate the love we do and the support. We have a great support system, which we are blessed to have. As you can see today, all of the men who have joined us today, we have relationships, you know, that we've built, that we've known for a long time, you know, whether it would be their wives or their family or whatever the case may be. So we are very blessed to have that community that supports us.
Yes. And Nico, I know your man's at work, but we really wish he could have been on. We would have loved his company as well. Let him know that we wish him a happy Father's Day. Show him, spread the love to him as well. And you guys have a beautiful night. We'll see you guys next Friday. We love you guys. Have a great night.
Bye.
All right.